immense pleasure to invite you all for the free UGC net set training classes on the remembrance of Dr. R. Viswanathan, now and continuing education. He has 16 years of teaching experience in the various organization. Dr. K. Thiyagu has made significant contributions to the academic community with his areas of expert ranging from descriptive statistics to multivariate data analysis techniques. He is also an expert of LMS, Learning Management System, and AI in education, AR in education, web tools in education, mobile apps for education, open online courses on different platforms, including Coursera, Udemy, and Swayam. He has presented 125 international and national conferences across India, making him well-known figure in the academic circle. He is acted as a resource person over more than 500 workshops, conferences, and induction program, sharing his knowledge and expertise with aspiring scholars. So Dr. K. Thiyagu contributions to the field of education are not limited to his academic pursuits, as he has authored a 4 book in the area of ICT education. He's also developed 7 modules for NRC ARPIT courses offered through the Swayam platform. With such an impressive academic background and expertise, he continues to inspire and motivate countless scholars in the field of education. His dedication and passion for education serve as guiding a light those who aspire to impact academic community positively. So we very happy for sharing his knowledge and his insight in the field of net coaching, net and set training classes. So once again, on the behalf of participant, I welcome Dr. K. Thiyagu for this session.
Thank you, Rajkumar. Hope my voice is audible. If in this remembrance, we organize this kind of program. So hope this program might be useful for all of you. Yes, now I'm directly moving to my agenda. For my agenda is that I need to be discuss some of the area related to the research aptitude. Listen, here I'm going to discussing only few theoretical aspects. That other things I'm going to discuss about the question-based discussion, because what I found from the last 5 years of UGC examination, what are the things in the syllabus? If you are considering only the syllabus, you cannot crack this net examination, because just I'm showing this UGC paper 2 research aptitude. This is in the unit 2 the paper syllabus. But when I cross check with this syllabus as well as the last questions of the 2023 and 2022, most of the questions come from the outside of the research only. Okay, not from this specific area. Please kindly note. So the area which they highlighted in Unit 2 as part of the UGC examination, they highlighted only the research, some of the meanings, as well as the types, characteristics, and positivism and positive approach. Like this, they made some kind of theoretical aspects as the first portion of the Unit 1, Unit 2. But in this case, what I found from here, most of the questions not come from only this portion. Even some of the questions come from the statistics. Some questions come from the user regulations related to the academic integrity. Like this, lot of questions come from behind this. What is that? Not only the specific of this resource portion. It comes out from the this kind of resource portion also. Therefore, I'm going to discuss more about the research questions which are related to the last 3 years of questions. That might be useful for you. And they mentioned the second part of Unit 2 is called methods of research and steps of research and thesis. They made some kind of what kind of reference format we are following. That kind of question they may be asking you. And some of the applications related to the ICT, how the ICT is going to help you for research and research ethics. This is a basic syllabus which they incorporate into the UGC syllabus. But as I already mentioned, that don't go only for this portion preparation, because what I observed from the last 5 or 6 years question paper, only few questions have come from this particular portion. Most of the questions from general research, even the statistics, or in the case of user regulation, or some general aspects of the research is also coming. Therefore, when you like to prepare a research aptitude, you can prepare in all the aspects. Don't go only this specific with this particular topic. If you go with specific with the topic, then you cannot be cover the other area which you're going to ask the examination. Hope you understand. So this is, they made some kind of portion to you, but this is not a same portion they're going to ask the questions. So they may be asking a lot of questions, different areas also related to the research. So please, I request all to use the emojis as well as that some kind of emoji symbols we have. Kindly use effectively whenever I'm asking the questions. Kindly respond. So this way we can engage this. I like to be engage the audience. Thank you, Sri Lakshmi. Others also please kindly respond with some small thumbs, something you can respond. Okay, thank you. And do you know the things about how they're going to ask the question? This you must be aware of it. The questions here, please kindly note this. Most of the people's having a doubt, sir, whether the use net paper question paper is very simple. It's not that much of simple, right? So most of the questions come to the reflective question. Just I'm going to give you some example how they may ask the question in the usenet examination. Based on the 5 years, I just to go through this, I understood there is a six types of questions might come. There's a six types of questions, and not only the research in all the topic, all the 10 topic, they may be asking this kind of six types of questions only. This six question, just I'm going to give you a small idea, then you may get this idea. The first one, the simple MCQ. For example, out of 100 questions in the second paper, or in the case of first paper, there will be 50 questions. Out of 50 questions, there will be only 10 percentage of simple MCQ, like one question, and there's a four options. Based on this only, we have to find whether statement is true, statement is true, or statement one is true, statement two false. Like this, we have to be understand from the statement. And the multiple statement means they give you a lot of statements. After that, they may asking the following statement, the following option, which are the options may be related to this. So we have to be identify the option A, B, C. Like this, we have to be find the answer from the multiple statements. So like this, they give the another set of questions and match the following. You know that there is a two column basis, so we have to identify the column matching. And order question, for example, they give some kind of sequence order, and from this we can add this sequence. For example, they're asking the research process. They're given the different order, so we need to be keep it as a ascending or descending order. And there's another question, pattern of questions called assertion and reason. Assertion means they give some kind of thing. For example, message and tendency consists of mean, median, mode. So like they given this, right? So message in the reason, message and tendency is represent the central value of the data. Like this, they give the one assertion, they give the reason. We have to identify whether assertion and reasons are matched with this. If they're not matched, we have to be highlight this. So like this, there will be a six types of questions might come to the examinations. If you want to know more about it, just I'm sharing this URL to you. If you want to be go through this, you can just go through this an URL. I'm just sharing this. If you need to go further about what kind of question they will be asked in the examinations, just sharing the link to you. If possible, kindly click this link and get some idea. These are the questions I already made for you, and you may get some idea about this. So when you reach this question, just you can give your name. For example, when you give this name, you may get these questions. And just to explain the questions, only I'm not discussing about the answers and all here. The simple MCQ format means there is a questions, there is a four options. Any doubt? That may becomes maximum 10% of questions only. Listen, that is why if you prepare directly with the question options, you cannot cross the examination. Always I'm request to all, kindly learn from the options. Don't start from the questions and find this proper answer from the option. Instead of that, kindly started to learn from the option. For example, when you start to read these options, you can find what may be a appropriate question for this option, what may be appropriate question for this option, what may be appropriate option for this question. Like this, you can learn from the option. That always better for you. Don't learn first. You can read this questions and then find the answers. Not be good practice. And during the practice time, my suggestion that better to be read the options and you can find what may be a relevant question. Like this, you can be learn ulta, right? That always get some kind of concept clarity for you. So hope you are getting the simple MCQ format. There is a question, there is a four option. And there is an order sequence question format. Listen, there is an order or sequence. So they may shuffle order of the research process, something they keep their order. For example, there's a scales of measurement, nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio. They will keep a different order and they may asking to go with the ascending or descending order. So from this, we have to keep like this. They give us number A, B, C, D, or A, D, B, C. So we should be find out that exact number. Therefore, if you know the exact process or the progress of or the particular steps only, you can be able to find. So therefore, be very cautious when you like to find this kind of answers. Kindly go through this all the options because some of the options look like the same, like AD, AD. So only last three letters might be changed. So we have to very costly find and then select this answer. Any doubts about the order and sequence questions? There is an order sequence questions, and this is not only for research. They are asking at least 10% of question or 25% of question from this portions on order and sequence. So please kindly respond in the order and sequence. And the third portion, third question pattern is like match the following. So like they given two kinds of sets, like nominal, ordinal, interval ratio. We have to find this appropriate answer from this set two. But here also the answer like this only. For A, what is the response? For B, we have to explore the option. Then only you can get the clarity about the questions. And there is an another kinds of questions called multiple statement questions. What is called multiple statement questions? They given one options, questions. Under that there is a lot of options. So for example, they can ask the exam the nominal measures are. Which are the nominal measures under this? We should identify out of A, B, C, D, which are the things come under the nominal measures. So we have to identify from here. So this is called multiple statement question. They give a lot of statement. From this, we have to identify which statement is correct. Hope you understand this pattern. Hope you understand this pattern. This question also might come 15 to 20% of questions. Right. So whenever you explore the questions, kindly explore what kind of format they're asking the question. Then you may get clarity about this. And the next portion is called double statement. Actually, this is a question regularly comes into use in it examination, even for the first paper and second paper. Listen, for first paper and second paper, at least nearly 20 to 25% of questions come this portion and this kind of pattern. So they're given two statements, like statement one, statement two. We should read this two statement and then we can find whether the both the statements are true or both the statements are false. Our statement one is true, statement two false, statement one is false, statement two is true. So here, most of the questions come this area. Therefore, you must be understand the concepts. So when you like to learn about the parametric statistics, kindly learn this. What is this? The characteristics of the parameter. Then you may get idea to give what is it? Identify the proper response. Suppose you are just memorizing the concept, you won't crack the net examination. Kindly understand the concept. My request to all of you: whenever you learn little bit about statistics or research, kindly learn the concept. Don't memorize the question and answer. So it never helping you in the examination. And the next one is called assertion and reasons. So in this case, they're given two things: assertion and reasons. So they assertion, they're given one statement. For based on the assertion, they give some kind of reason. Whether we can check whether that assertion and reasons are related with each of us. So we can give this both A and R correct, or R is a correct explanation. Sometimes both may be correct, but R is not a correct explanation. A is a true, or is a false. A is a false, or R is a false. So like this, there is here six types of questions might come the examination. Any doubts? Any doubts? Even the yesterday the sir discussing about this one, like which are things he discussed. Yesterday discussed last 2 days he discussing about mathematical reasoning as well as logical reasoning. Even most of the questions might come from this area, like statement. They're given some kind of, for example, some of the two odd numbers. The answer is like this. The second statement they given the other statement. So they will check whether the statement one, statement two is correct. Like this, they may ask the question even for the mathematical reasoning on what is it? Logical reasoning also this kind of pattern, like multiple statement, double statement. So I hope you are getting some idea about how they use in it examination question paper might be. Any doubts? Please kindly respond. Okay. So now I'm moving to my discussions, because without knowing this, if you go with the further discussion, is not good. Here I'm going to explain the concept only. I'm not giving a spoon feeding here. Just I'm explaining the concept. Based on the concept, we can discuss some of the questions related to the past 3 years. Listen, or good advantage for all of you. We have lot of questions last 3 or 4 years of using net examination in the first paper itself, because the last year and all the first paper examinations, the examination may happen nearly at least 2 months, because 83 subjects, at least for each subject one day means it comes nearly 80, or they come to the 6 days and all. So therefore, for every day they keeping first paper separately. Therefore, there will be 60 sets of first paper question paper is there for every years of exam. So when you go through this last 4 years of question paper of first paper, you may get conceptual clarity about the entire question pattern, as well as the questions might come from that particular pattern only. Because Why do you know this year the UC converters here only 1 day examination? Because for them, it's preparing a question paper is very much difficult. For example, we have the examination on this time is an OMR based and only 1 day. So only 1 day means paper in a 1 year result. When you go through this, you may get the clarity. And do you know that this year why they conduct only 1 day? Because they reducing the question paper preparation. Because if you go with 50 days of exam, 50 question paper needed. Instead of that, they can prepare only one question paper of the paper two, paper one, and they can conduct for all the 83 subjects. So it reduces the time and it reduces the money waste for all the reasons only. I think so. They use the NTA. They move to this kind of offline examination of OMR. Hope you understand what the context. Suppose if the same examination conduct for online, there will be a issue for the UC NTA. They have to prepare 50 sets. I'm talking about if they conduct 50 days of examination, there will be 50 sets of first paper is needed. But here, this kind of examination, only one question paper is enough. That also they may be suffered. Yes, now I'm moving to the meaning of research. I'm very going to go very fastly the basic things and which are things very essential that I'm highlighting with some extra time. So do you know what is called research? So according to the meaning of research, that you know re plus search. That's normal definition. You know that, right? So re plus search. So normally it's consists of two words. Re means re and search. Re means again. Then search means it's a discover, right? So normally this is a like a basic meaning of basic explanation that people may be explained called research. So searching repeatedly, then we call research. Like they maybe gives a lot of terms, a lot of definitions. But the basic definition related to the research is a procedure of studies. Like there will be research means there will be systematic. There is a key term. Okay. So the research means there will be systematic steps. We cannot violate the steps. It's not like what are things I feel I cannot do the research. So there will be a thumb rule for doing the research. That is the reason that the one of the main key terms for the research is like a systematic. They use the term procedure of steps. We cannot violate the procedures. And the procedure of steps used to gather and analyze. Most of the cases, in the research, two things are very important. One is called data collection. Okay. So they do the data collection. After done the data collections, one is collection, other one is called interpretations or analysis. Okay. So after this collection, they go to the analysis. After the analysis, they go for interpretation. So these are the three important areas related to the data. When you collect the data, do you know the data is a plural, datum is a singular. Datum is a singular, data is a plural. Normally, data gives some kind of informations, right? When you collect this data, we may get some kind of information. From the information, we are doing the analyze. From the analyze, we are getting some kind of interpretation, right? So this is the things consist of here research. So that's said by the Creswell. And as already mentioned, that is a systematic procedure used to gather and analyze the information to increase our understanding of the particular topic and issue. Suppose you need to be understand some context, we can do the research. From this area, we have to do regularly. We have to do the things. Then we can get some kind of clarity about the research. And similar meaning, and just give the similar meaning of research. Research is a detailed and careful study of something. Listen. So we have to study careful. It's not like peripherally we have to be study the things. We have to study detailed. That is called research. Like for example, what are the things in your mind you cannot be writing the research one? You should show everything's authentic proof in the case of research. Right. The second one, the research is systematic. And see, this is another key term which I already mentioned. It's like a systematic. Listen, whenever you are whenever you find this kind of key terms related to the, for example, they're asking which are the characteristics of research. They give a lot of character. We have to be identify the character. For example, they give this character like systematic, careful study, and like a methodological process. It's consists of data collections and data interpretations. So like this, they give a lot of terms. We have to identify from these terms. I hope you understood. There is never, they won't ask the question directly. For example, what is the formula for me? They won't ask the questions like this. Most of the questions like reflective basis, understanding basis. So you know that there's a knowledge, understanding, application, analysis. Only one or two questions might come from the knowledge, but most of the questions come from the understanding, application, as well as the reflective part. Right? And here another definition is collection, analysis, and interpretation of data. That's already mentioned. Hope you understand this key terms of research. Yeah, kindly type the some of the key terms which you understand from the term research. Research means like a systematic process, a careful study, a detailed study. We have to collect the data, then we have to do the analysis and interpretation. Like this, some kind of key terms you have to identify in the research terms. This is a definition. So from this, they will ask the questions. Right? I'm just asking one question. Are you ready now? Are you ready now? Which are the following statement or which are the following terms? It is not related to the research. So just I'm list out the terms. Kindly give the response. Which are the following term is not sometimes we may read the question which are this following statement is related to, but sometimes they use the terms not. Please kindly note. Sometimes the questions come to the not, but when you read this question, we may avoid this not and we read in a wrong manner. Therefore, kindly read the statement properly. Here, my statement is this: which of the statement is not related to research? Right. The first one, uh, it is a inquiry process. Second one, uh, it is a methodological process. Third one, collect the data and interpret the data. The fourth one, research right by own way. So which is not
Fourth
related
one.
to research. Yeah.
Fourth
Fourth
one.
one, sir.
So listen, yeah, like this only the
Fourth one,
questions
sir.
come. Like they won't
Fourth
ask the
one.
direct question. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. So you are correct. So we should identify which are the terms and somewhat later to research that you should be go through this. And this is the, some terms which are given as acronym. These are the characteristics also. For example, R means reaction. Just I'm giving this character in the abbreviation. Reaction means it's like we have to deeply find this, right? So we cannot be right as it is what you thought. Instead, we have to do the we have to understand, we have to collect the data. From this, we have to be do the analysis in a rational way, and we have to do a excast treatment like experimental treatment, sometimes non-experimental treatment. We have to do. We have to search and find the solution properly, and the answer which is given is the exactness. There will be a main property for the research called accuracy. So we could not be right in the research like most of the students. Some of the students don't use the terms like most, some in the research. Why? Why? So when you're writing a research chapter, we won't use the terms like most of the students, some of the students, most of the samples are very good. So you should be very exact. That is one of the characteristics of the research accuracy. It's called precisions. If you want to highlight the most, you can highlight that 80% of student, 72% of student. Like this, you can specify the numbers. We instead of that, don't use the word more, most of the students, like this. Don't use this some kind of peripheral terms. You should go with very specific terms in the case of research. It will be analysis based, and some of the research we have to go with the relationship. We have to find the correlation between two or three variables, and critical observations very essential, and honest, very important things, honesty. So when we have to keep some research ethics, this we have to follow properly. Yes, now I'm moving to the same thing which is subject is this. I'm going to skip this because and this was some of the characteristics of the research. Just I'm list of this objective. So what is called objectivity? We should be avoid the bias. For example, you may depend on some community, you may depend on some kind of religion. So when you do the research based on the particular area, political party area, political party based some research, you're doing it. So your biasness, your what is that? Things won't be interfere in the research. Like what are the findings you are getting? Just show this exact finding. Don't cook the finding. So based on your convenience. So we could not do this kind of things because it's totally is an unethic, and we should be avoid this unbiased. That is called as an objectivity. Reliability. It's like a consider. For example, today I'm doing the research. After 10 days, I'm doing the research in the same sample. That things may not be changed. If it change means the tool which you use may not be reliable, or the sample which you take is not reliable. This is called verificability. Then validity. So the tool which you are using, whether it's valid to measure, that we have to be checked. For example, I'm going to measure the height. Can I use this weighing machine for measuring the height? Listen, the question is that for measuring the height of the student, this is a question, true or false. For measuring the height of the student, the researcher might use the weighing machines. Is true or false?
Wrong.
Wrong. Why? Why it's wrong? Because you are,
variation is used for weight
yeah, what is your
measurement.
measurement? What is your measurement? You are measuring the height. Therefore, what may be exact tool to measure it? What may be measured exact tool to measure this height? There will be a height scale, right? Of course, there will be keep it as a height scale. Suppose I like to measure a weight of the students, I can use the weighing machines. Hope I understand. That is called validity. That we have to check. Yeah, of course, that's correct. You are correct. Yeah. Next, accuracy. As I already mentioned that the research should accurate information. So don't go with a terrible word. As I already mentioned that, go with a very specific. If you have the 10% or 11% students, go with 11%. For example, you are getting the 12% samples are good in research methodology. For example, the research, but don't write this 10% of above. Right? 10% of above means it will be 13 also. What is that? 14 also is 10% above. 15 also is a 10% above. Even 19 also 10% above. Even 20 also it will be a 10% above. But we should specify if it 12% even we can specify only 12%. That is the reason we have to keep in this kind of research decorum. Like we can go with very specific responses, very specific, accurate informations in the case of research. Hope you understand the meaning of accuracy. And the next one, credibility. When you collect the data should be credibility. Credibility means suppose some people are taking this WhatsApp message and checking this. Sir, I got this kind of WhatsApp message. Can I incorporate in the research? So, sir, I found this the WhatsApp message that people are talking about this person. So whether it may be reliable. So don't take this kind of WhatsApp and social media things. It will be a credibility. Whether the information having some sources, the sources are authentic sources, then only that information is credible. You understood? So that is the reason we have to check the credibility. That is the reason when you're writing a research article or research thesis, they're keeping more than 100 citation or 100 reference. Why? Because it's an authentic information. When you quote citation only, it's an authentic. Instead of that, sir, I found it from social media. I found from WhatsApp. Don't use the term. Don't copy this WhatsApp message. And it should be a source, proper source. It will be properly cited, properly referred. Things you have to be added and generalize. Whenever you do this research, even we are doing it for the sample, but the sample things may come to the exact what is this. It comes to generability. It's come to the generalization. Okay. So even for example, I'm doing this research for the 10th standard students of rural students. What my finding is that the same findings may come to the another state also. For example, I'm doing this Kerala for Kasaragod district. The same things may be act for the Kasaragod, I mean Calicut district, or same may be approved for the Tamil Nadu Tiruchis district, like this. So that is called generability. Even we are doing this research for the sample. That's the reason we have to select the sample in a probability sampling, non-probability. There is a things I'm discussing later. When you take the probability sampling, your research findings may add for the population also, right? Then empirical research. So empirical research means we are doing this observation, we are doing this experimentation. Through this only we are writing the interpretation. There will be systematic. These are the characteristics. Hope you understand the characteristics. There will be control factors. Some of the research might be cyclic. For example, you are getting some findings. These findings can lead to go with another questions, research questions. There will be logical order, there will be replicable. So these are the characteristics of research. Just take a read this and you can understand this characteristics. So hope you understand the characteristics of research. So these are the things. At least comes one or two questions from even the first paper and second paper, because the second paper most of people have the research is one paper. Hopefully this also may come to the portion. And now I move to the main area. This is one types of research. But the problem with the people, sir, when you ask the people what's the types of research, they will tell you, sir, the qualitative research, quantitative research, then experimental research, survey method, survey research. Like that, they given a lot of research. But do you know in what way we are dividing the research? That is the question. For example, when asking the types of triangle, what's your answer? What's maybe answer? Types of triangle? Types of triangle. So how we can divide the types of triangle? Anyone? Types of triangle, how we can divide? We can divide the types of triangle based on the two way, based on the angle, based on the sides. Is it correct? Based on the side, based on the angle, based on these sides, we may talk. We may tell as an so based on the angle, we have the different types of triangle is there. So therefore, yeah, like equator, exactly. Equator means all the sides are same. It's called equator triangle. Then isolates triangle. Like this, based on the sides, we have the different types. Similarly, based on the angle, like acute angle, obtuse angle, then right angle triangle. So The same way, in the case of research also, there is a different way we have to divide it. Exactly. Thank you so much, sir, to give this answer. I thank you and other things. And now the similar way, listen. Here I'm going to highlight the research types based on the different criteria on the basis, same like the types of triangle. In the case of objective, in the case of data, in the case of findings based, in the case of experiment, in the case of approach. So we can divide this entire types of research into the 5 bases. Hope I understood. The first one is the objective. What is called objective? So there will be objectives of the research. Through the objective, for example, you like to develop a theory, you can go with the fundamental research. If you like to apply the theory, you can go with applied research. This is an objective. If you want to develop a theory, go with the fundamental like basic research, go with the fundamental research. If you like to apply the theory, you can go with applied research. Suppose you want to find this problem solution for problem, immediately you can go with the action research. Therefore it's like objective oriented. Hope I understood. Based on the objective, we have the 3 types, like a fundamental research, applied research, as well as the action research. Right? Hope I understood. And based on the data, normally when you do the data, we have 2 kinds of data. One is called qualitative data, other one is called quantitative data. Based on the data, we have the 2 types. One is called qualitative research, other one is called quantitative research. If you are using a numbers, it's called quantitative. If you're not using any numbers or any kind of quantitative measurement, then it's called qualitative research. And based on the findings, nature of the findings, suppose your findings only describe what is it, what is it. It is called descriptive research. Suppose you are going to explain why it's happened, how it's happened, right? So here what, so for example, the question is called what kind of questions called only describing, right? So here you are going to give what is that, why it's happened, what is the relation between this, why the relationship happened, how it happened, right? Like this, that's the questions become explanatory. And the exploratory, even you cannot know the exact the aspects of the phenomena. If you want to explore more about this, what is the critical analysis? Okay, so what is the origin of this? What is the root cause of this? So like this, you are going to explore with the different research questions. Then it's called nature of findings, based on the nature of findings. And based on the experimental, suppose if we are using the supervised research methodology, and you are investigate in some specific controlled manner, this is called experimental method, like a laboratory method. Suppose you are not using any kind of laboratory method, you are using as a survey method, is called non-experimental. So listen, other than the experimental method called non-experimental. And there is an approach, there is a longitude approach. Longitude approach means you are doing the same sample for long time. For example, you are finding one sample, right? Yes. Now, can I ask one question from this? Can I ask the one question from here? Yes. The questions here. I'm just asking the true or false for easy. But true or false is not an examination question, right? Survey method is an experimental method. Survey method is also called as an experimental method. Is it true or false? Survey method is commonly experimental method. Is
Not. It's
okay.
not.
It's okay. Survey method is commonly non-experimental method. Is true or false? Survey method is commonly the non-experimental method. Yes, fine, great. Case studies commonly the non-experimental method. Is it correct or true or false? Case study.
Yes.
Listen, other than the experimental method, it is called non-experimental. Hope you understood. Other than the experimental method, it's called non-experimental method. For example, I am asking this. The experimental method, ex post facto research. Listen, ex post facto research is a type of experimental method. Is it correct? True or false? Yes, ex post facto research is a type of experimental method or not? Ex post facto research. Yes, of course, is here. Ex post facto research means you are measuring after the impact. After the impact. Therefore, it is called the experimental method. Hope I understood, right? Suppose I'm asking the question. Suppose you are measuring 2 samples the same time span. What kind of research this one? Suppose you are measuring the 2 different sample groups the same time span.
Cross section.
Yeah, it's called cross section. So, like, I hope you understood. Sorry, I'm asking that one question. You are developing one theory based on your research work. Therefore, what kind of research work you are doing this?
Fundamental research.
Yeah, of course, it's a fundamental research. For example, you are applying the what is it? Some theory, Skinner theory,
Applied research.
in one aspect. As an applied research. Hope I understood, sir. For example, you are going to find the problem for the classroom behavior of the students. What may be research may be suitable?
Action. Action.
Action, of course, correct. Very good, very good. So what you said is right. So now the question, whether action research is an applied research or not. Action research is an applied research or not. Yes, of
Yes.
course. Yes, of course. Because
Yes.
you are applying some solution for this, right? For example, the students, for example, in your classroom, there is a one student, when you started to class lecture, one student's taking a different box without knowing you and started to eating. What you can do? This is a problem. What you can do? This is normally this kind of question may come to the teaching aptitude also. So as a researcher, you should identify the problem, the cause. For example, he may not be eat the proper in the morning. So better to give you 5 minutes extra before starting your class. This is a way we have to solve the problem. You got it? So instead of scolding this child, scolding the students, we must be understand the cause of this child. For example, the child may not be have the time to eat in the home. So you can give before starting the class, at least give the 5 minutes break for him to drink something, eat something. Then after you can start the lecture. Like this, we are finding some solution for this one specific problem. That is called action research. Right? Okay. Hope you understood. And
So
just
can you explain exposed?
Exposed factor means already the things are over. For example, now the recent discussions going on, those who are using a COVID vaccine, it create an effect in our life, right? Is it correct? Lot of discussions going on. Now you are measuring those who are already taking this medicine like COVID vaccine, how it's creating a effect now. Because the vaccine we cannot stop now. It's already done. The experimental already done, right? So there is a cause and effect. Cause already done. We are going to measure only the effect. So what is the current effect of that COVID vaccines? Now it's affect our health. That is called what is the exposed factor research. You understood, ma'am?
Consider historical
Thank you.
research.
Yeah, it's under the it's normally it's called historical. Normally, it's not come under the historical because historical method. What happened? We are checking what is the past event, what is going to past, right? But in the exposed factor, we are going to check what's going to happen now and future. But based on the previous cause. Of course, it's like a history only, based on the because the history is we are taking the co-vaccine, it's a history. But the history how is created the effect on now, right? That is we are checking as a exposed factor research, exposed factor research. For example, if you want to go with the education based, you are doing the research for the tsunami affected area students, educational growth. So you are doing this research on the educational growth of you are doing this measure the education growth of tsunami affected area, right? So it is come under the what kind of research? Anyone? So you are doing the research, you are going to measure the educational growth or educational scenario of the tsunami affected students of one district. So what may be research this one? What may be research? Of course, phenomenological research, but what is it exact? It's called because the tsunami we cannot control. Tsunami already over, right? Now it's called exposed factor because we are going to check this fact. Of course, it's a quantity. It is we can go to the exploratory. Of course, it's exploratory. Different ways comes exploratory also. Even if you like to quantify, it's quantifiable. But I am asking about here the case of in this as well, like exposed factor or experimental, or in the case of history. Because here we are going to check where the previous tsunami affect, how it's going to affect the current generation of the children in the tsunami area. So therefore, we cannot have the control over the independent variable. What is the independent variable? Tsunami affect is the independent variable. What is the dependent variable? Educational growth is a dependent variable. You are going to measure the dependent variable only, but you don't have any kind of control with this independent variable. You got it, ma'am? If you have any control with this independent variable, then it's called experimental method. For example, I'm going to do the like two types of one is a lecture method, other one is a PowerPoint method. I'm going to check this achievement. So here I have the two groups, two treatment. This is called independent variable. I have over control with this. Dependent variable I'm going to measure based on the independent variable. But in this case, the tsunami affected, it's not my control because it's already happened. Now I'm going to check only how the fact, that's called ex post. What is the post? What is the meaning of post? After. What is the meaning of after? Okay, after the cause, you are going to find the effect. Therefore, it is called ex post factor research, right? This is the same thing is available. Just I explain this. Then we can go with some questions. After this, we can go with right. And there is a structure research and unstructured. For example, you are having some kind of research question. Normally, that structure possible based on the quantitative research. We are going to the testing hypothesis. Normally, the testing hypothesis is possible because testing hypothesis means structure, because you already fixed some kind of hypothesis. That hypothesis you are going to check whether it's rejected or not rejected. Therefore, it's a structured research. You got it? Unstructured means there will be a quality research. So, for example, you are preparing some kind of research question. You could not know what the findings may come, right? You are exploring the research questions. So normally the structure research means a quantitative, like the testing hypothesis. Unstructured means a qualitative based on the research question. Hope you have any doubts in this. So they may ask in a different way these questions, right? Deductive reasoning means there is a just I'm giving the deductive reasoning, like general to specific. This is deductive means general. What is that? Particular to specific, right? And this is a testing of hypothesis. Deductive is a hypothesis testing, and inductive reasoning is a research question. Therefore, kindly check which may be quantitative oriented. Deductive is a quantitative or inductive is a quantitative. Anyone? Hypothesis testing is meant for what? It's meant for quantitative research. Hypothesis is meant for quantitative. Therefore, deductive reasoning is for quantitative, right? Inductive research, it is a research question. Therefore, what it called? Qualitative, like this, right? Like a qualitative research, quantitative research. That conceptual research means like a theoretical, empirical means like a research piece, right? These are things he knows that. Okay. Then ex post facto research, madam, you're asking this. The investigation start after the fact, right? Investigation start after the fact is best example. After one impact is over, you are going to measure the effect, right? That is called normally the cause and effect. You know, cause and effect is nothing but experimental method, right? The cause we don't have any control. After the cause, we are going to measure only the effect only. So how it's create the effect? Same source you are measuring the 3 different time span, right? And just this is the things when you ask the questions, I just want. So can we go with the questions now? Can you go with the questions? And one more things. After this, I'm going to the question. Positivism. This is in one of the portion of use in net exam. What is called positivism? Any idea what is called positivism? What is called positivism? And post-positivism. So this listen, positivism, it is a quantifiable, okay? Quanti. Post-positivism, qualitative. This is only the things you must be aware of, okay? So positivism is talking about quantity research. Post-positivism is talking about qualitative research. So these terms, you must be aware of the name only. This positivism is existed by the Axtic Comte. Here is purely based on the quantifiable, okay? Quantitative data. And this is purely related to the qualitative. This is a things emphasized by the Werner, Heisberg, as well the Niels Bohr. These are the names, but it's like a qualitative. So can you go with the questions now? Can you go with the questions? And after this, because there is a questions related to the also becomes this research process. This is a research process. Sometimes they will give the different process order, and they will ask the different things. They will shuffle. They will mix the different order, and they will ask to be ordered. The first one to identify the problem. First one to identify the problem. Now, kindly find which are the way we identify the problem. Which are the way we have to identify the problem? Any idea? Which are the way we can identify the problem? For example, you are finding the research topic. Which are the way? Sometimes this also might come the net exam. Which are the way we had to identify the problem? Tell me. The problem identification. Yeah, one is a review of literature, right? Finding from the literature. Second.
Research gap.
Research gap, that's okay. Research gap is number the literature only, no? So literature and literature gap, everything's come to the same area. Okay, then one is a personal
current problem and situations.
Yeah, one is a personal experience. One is a personal experience. You are finding, for example, you are teaching somewhere, you are finding some problems in your classroom, or somewhere you are finding that find the problem solution for this. So then you can do this research. One is a personal experience, one is a literature. Then main thing is a discussion with the experts. Discussion with the experts. Then textbook reading. So like this informations. So some answers you are giving this. Sorry. Information, of course, information. You are talking to different people, experienced teachers. They give the input. Therefore, there's a 3 broad way we can find this research here. One is a literature review based on research gap and personal experience. So the way you are getting some experience. For example, whenever you traveling in the train, you are finding some problem. That problem you can do the research as your solutions. Okay. Then the third one is a expert discussion. Okay. This is the three way. Then once the research data is over, you can go with formulating a research objectives and research questions based on the objectives. And after this, we have to go with a literature review based on the topic, because you are writing for the research, but based on the research topic, you have to go with the literature review. Normally, the literature review, we have the systematic review. Other one is called meta review. Normally, this question not come to the net examination, but you must be aware of it. There's a two kinds of literature review that we are doing. This systematic review work. Other one is called meta review work. Okay. And after this collection of literature, we are doing the data collections. For the data collection, before that, what we can do? So before the data collection, what you can do? One more thing's missed here. One more thing's missed. Before the data collections,
Scheduling, preparing the internal schedule.
on the student side. So you are collecting the sample from directly from the students for primary data. But instead of that, you are going to ask your principal, and the principal giving a daily attendance report or the previous progress report. That's for second data. You got it? So do you understand? The primary data means you are directly collecting this sample to collect the data, like the source of data you are collecting directly from this. Let's go primary data. Secondary data means you are collecting the data, but in different sources of this particular data. After the data analysis and research conclusion, this is a research process. The same thing here, the different way, defining the problem, design the research, design the data, select the sample, collect the data, analyze the data, write the research. This is another research design. And similarly, we have the different design research problem, but more or less look like the same formatting hypothesis. Here they given a literature review and formatting hypothesis. Here this is also fine. First, you can define the problem, then go to the literature review and format hypothesis, designing a research, collect the data, analyze the data, interpret the data. Sometime we can go with this, what is that, cycle also. Suppose the testing hypothesis is not possible because you are taking the wrong sample, then go with the sampling design. Change the sampling design and go with this further. So now I'm moving to the question sections. Are you ready now? So now we are moving to the question session, right? Here I'm just sharing the link to you. This is consist of nearly 83 questions. Once you attend this question, surely you may be crack at least 5 out of 5 questions in the use net examination. I'm talking about the research. All the questions of the last 5 years I compiled here. There is no need to refer separately. Only this question you can refer. And I'm just giving the guarantee also. Why in the sense? The last 5 years question, I'm just compiled the question which comes regularly. That's only I compile it. So hope this questions might, this is a way the question may comes. And just giving this guarantee also. And just copying this and sharing this link in the chat box. It is having the 86 questions, and the 83 questions with the solution also there. I'm just keeping the solution with the explanation also. So kindly, whenever you have the time possible, kindly explore this 83 questions one by one and attempt it. Right now, can we go with one by one some questions here? When you click this link, it asking your name, just to give the name. Right? The first question for you. Yeah. The first question, the types of research process, and this is what kind of question pattern? Anyone? What kind of question pattern is this? What kind of question pattern? What's the question pattern? Any idea?
Steps in research books.
It is an order. It is an order. Order first. MCQ. Right? It's an order. It's everything's MCQ, but it's an order. Right. Now the answer. Kindly find the answer. Kindly give A, B, C, D. Which is the correct answer? Kindly tell me. Which may be correct answer?
Sir, option D.
Option D. Okay. So what's the first step here? Identify the research problem. First one is
identifying a research problem.
Yeah. The first is an identifying the research. Just I'm going with this one. So listen. Yeah. Which may be a first one. Identifying the research problem. This again. What may be is again literature review. We have to go with the literature review of the problem. Then third one, what we can do. First. Third one,
Collecting the data.
Collecting the data. Then fourth one, analyze.
Analyzing and interpreting.
Then therefore, what may be correct answer? The answer is D, B. So D, B, A, E, C. Okay. Is it correct? Answer C is correct. Answer D is correct. Right now, can we move to the next question? Yes. What is the format of the question? What is the format of the question? What is the format of the question? This is also order, but it's a different. See here. Here the different questions are different way. They're asking the same question in a different way. This is also another use in net examination questions of the last few years, and just corrected this. In the context of survey research, this is purely based on survey research. The following steps are taken consider. Which may be first step? Any idea? Which may be first step? Which may be first step?
Sampling.
Sampling.
The first, yeah, first step is the sampling.
Sampling.
What may be second?
Data collection.
Data.
Choice questions.
It's a
Simple
simple,
MCQ.
it is a simple MCQ. Right, now come to the question. What is the longitude study of the research? So we are discussing the two things here. What is the longitude? Longitude means what? What does it mean longitude? Longitude means same
First
group
one.
of students, you are measuring the two different time span, right? So you can see this, the
Yeah.
third one. Yes,
A option.
Option
option A is correct, but listen, we have to look on to that option also. It is a qualitative data, right? The relation qualitative. Now, the active data, even it's related to quantity also possible, right? And the study focus on historical event. It's not history, it's going to measure the present also in the case of longitude. Therefore, this option never be correct, right? And the study collect the data is single point of no, it will be not in a single point of time, it will be collected in different time span, right? Therefore, which may be correct response?
Same.
Yeah. So listen,
Of
the
individual.
problem with using net examination, most of the responses option maybe look like a same. So kindly read all the statement and find the answer. Listen, please don't take aribari and find the answer. So sometime all the response look like a same. So first you have to be reject this statement and reject this option. And then, for example, do you know meaning of MCQ? We are finding the most appropriate answer. For example, the option 1, 2 look like a same, but you have to find out which may be most appropriate answer from this. That's we have to look on to this, right? That is the reason the MCQ we cannot go with fight whether we are not going with the this question is wrong, because they are asking this 3 or 4 statement, 3 or 4 options look like the same, but we have to find more appropriate or most appropriate response only. Now come to the fourth question. What may be correct answer? Here, what is this? Please kindly find the key terms of the question. What is the key term? Here they're checking the phenomena over a period of time. Over a period of time means what? Over a period of means what? The same time, right?
Longitudinal
Same time. Over period. Then calculate data in multiple points. In a multiple points. What is the mean? The cross section means at one point. So at one point, but multiple groups. Descriptive means it's only describe the data, right? So here it's not related to the period. The experimental means it's a laboratory method. It's like a cause and effect. This also not covered this, right? Is it correct? It is a cause and effect. It is not covered these questions. Therefore, which may be correct answer? Longitude research. Very good, sir. Okay, can we go to the next question? Right. Yes, next 5 and 5, 6, 7 look like simple MCQ only. Kindly find the answer for this. Kindly find the answer.
A.
Ex post facto research means what? The research is carried out along with the happening of an incident. Listen, what is the meaning? Along with happening an incident. You are carried out the research along you are checking the incident means like experimental, right? Because you are doing the cause, effect also you are measuring. The research carried out keeping in mind possibility of an incident, right? It's like a pre-notion you are fixing this, you are going to find.
Answer C.
The research carried out after the incident, right? So the research prior to the incident, what is in the prior to is called historical, right? Therefore, what is an ex post facto? It is only
C.
3. Got the meaning? Do you have any doubts? Any doubts?
Clear, sir.
Hope you are getting this idea, right? So what next? What is the purpose of literature research? Yeah. Now, please kindly note, you have to find the most appropriate correct response. What is the purpose of literature review? Why you need to go with the literature review? Whether to provide a theoretical framework of the study, to gather the data from primary sources, to summarize normally the research findings. We cannot use this, okay, right? To review in this excessive research on the topic, right? Listen, sometimes you may feel that the first and third might be a fourth, it may be correct. Is it correct? Sometimes it will be helping to theoretical framework also. But fourth also may be fine. Therefore, which may be more appropriate response in this?
Fourth one, sir.
No, it's for summarizing research findings. Summarizing research findings only meant for discussion part. Normally, the people are talking about discussion. We are using the review and the our findings. But here, the question is that purpose of review. The purpose of keeping this the second chapter as a review, because we are uh, before going to the data analysis or before going to the methodology, we must be aware of what the research we are going to do. Therefore, we need to go with some kind of research idea. We need to synthesize some research idea based on the previous review. That is the reason we are going with this. Yeah. Now, the questions of 7. Which steps of research process involve systematically organizing analyzing data, draw meaningful conclusion? Here they are asking what steps. They are asking the research process involves systematically organizing, analyzing a data. Both is there. We are presenting a data and we are analyzing the data also. And we are keeping the meaningful conclusion also. There's a 3 things are involved. Data collection, which not give the meaningful collection. Data sampling is only sampling procedure. It is not correct. And data interpretations, because we are data interpretation means we are analyzing and we are giving this meaningful conclusion. Therefore, meaningful conclusions related to what? Interpretation, right? It's an interpretation. So hope you are getting this. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Right. So can you move to the next set of questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes. This also as a simple question, like a simple MCQ I am given this. So kindly find the answer. Kindly find the answer for this. Okay. Language studies are type of wow. Language. Tell me. Language study is a survey method? No, it's never be survey. Is it a historical method? It's not a historical method. So kindly, for example, you are finding the 4 responses. Out of this, which may not be more correct, kindly avoid some of this. Right?
Studies.
It is not philosophy also. Kindly avoid. Listen, whenever finding this correct response, before that, kindly remove some of the options. So out of this 4, listen, they given 4. For example, I am asking one more also, report writing. Suppose I am asking the report writing also, 4th option, which may be correct one.
Report writing.
You got it based on the context. Based on the context, may be vary. Based on the context, right? So in this context, the answer may be analysis of findings. Right now, the question for you: the 10-year-old children are taller than 6-year-old ones. It is an example for what kind of research? We are comparing two groups of students at the same time.
Cross
right?
section.
Of course, it's a cross
Cross-section.
section. It's not. There is no title as a vertical study. Vertical study is not a terms related studies. Right? Experiment method is not like the experiment method. We need independent variable, we need dependent variable. Case study is also not correct. Therefore, what may be correct response? Cross-sectional. So hope you are getting this idea. Yes. Now there is another 3 questions. Okay. Now kindly find the answer for this. A study of topic of persistent tribal people. Very good. This question comes regularly. But if you are going to check the tribal people, the formal education, what may be a research might be more correct? It is not experimental. It is not only historical.
Ethnographic.
Yeah, please listen. There is a term ethnographic means you are going to do the research in the society. Kindly check this and another key terms I like to tell you. Ethnographic means suppose you are doing the research some kind of society, social oriented, like you are going to observe from the specific place, like you are going to the tribal place, you are going to stay there, you are observing their growth, their culture and all. So there is other one is called cultural. They use the term culture. Suppose you want to measure the cultural of the tribal people, you can go the ethnographic. So very deeply you are observing in a cultural setups. Therefore, it's called ethnographic. You got ethnographic means they are doing the research in some kind of cultural oriented area very deeply. And the next question: what is the term systematic process searching, evaluating, synthesizing extra research in a particular topic? Yeah, very good.
Research methodology.
So here,
Research methodology.
the systematic process of searching, evaluation. Yeah, of course, is everything synthesis research, extra research, and particular topic is like a research methodology. But here, what is the blueprint of a research? Sometimes they may call blueprint of the research. What is the blueprint of the
Research
research?
design.
Yeah, listen.
Research
Research design is a blueprint. The blueprint of the research is nothing but research design. But here they're talking about the synthesis research, evaluation, the particular topics like research methodology. Right now, the next question: the conclusion and findings. Which type of research cannot be generalized? Wow, very good. Which findings cannot be generalized? Which finding cannot be generalized? Generalized means in the current context. For example, today's research, which normally the casual comparative. For example, today casual comparative you can do now, but you can do this. What is the generalization findings possible? Even if you're doing the popular sample, but historical research is a post event. But this is not become to generalized. For example, always or in the government, when the government take the charge, always they're going to implement the NEP new. We cannot go with the things. For example, the previous government go to the NEP. Suppose the new government take a charge. Whether they may change this NEP, we can't come to any conclusion. This right? That sometimes now you can see that the last government they made a new NEP. Suppose the new government comes, whether within 5 years they may made a new NEP because the last government they made it. That is the reason I can't come to the conclusion that new government also may come to the new NEP. This kind of research, the old history, it may be add for the old time, not in the current text, in the current time. So therefore, the historical research we cannot be generalized. Hope you understood, right? Yes. Now the question, 15th question. This is what kind of statement? What is the question format? Any idea? What's the question format?
Double statement.
method. Double statement method.
It's a double statement. Very good. Now the question for you. Please kindly find data analysis in research being a technical job. Is it correct or not? Kindly, at least you can tell the statement one. Whether the statement one, the data analysis critical one or not. It's a technical job. Of course, it's a technical job. Is it right?
Excuse me, one is left.
Sir.
Sir, one question. Sir, one question has been left. Formulation of hypothesis may not be required in.
Sorry.
Sir,
Previous
question number
one,
14. Sir, question number 14.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Because here we have 83 questions. I cannot cover all. That's the reason I'm just. No problem. I give this later. You can discuss. Okay. Anyway, I'm going with the 14th question. What may be a formative hypothesis may not be required. Hypothesis for when it's not needed. Hypothesis. Survey method we are having hypothesis. The experiment method we are having normative. Only the historic method no need for. Yeah, because it's already done. Then that what is going to be hypothesis means the hypothesis we are going to check whether accept or reject. So accept or reject in the current context, not the old context. Therefore, the historic method never need for the hypothesis testing. So some of the questions I'm just skipping because that may be easy questions or due to the time constraint I'm maybe skipping this. I'm already shared this link. Kindly explore all the questions later. Yeah, what may be answer for this? Anyone?
B.
Yeah. So here the questions we're discussing like this. 1 minute. Control. Yeah, the data analysis is a technical job. Of course, correct. Research ethics does not matter. Is it correct? Research ethics, we have to keep it for everywhere we can keep it. Therefore, the first statement is false. ICT helpful almost in all this stage of research. Is it correct or not?
Yes.
Listen, in the case of research, we have the 3 kinds of research. One is called pre-data analysis, and post-data analysis. We have to divide this entire research into 3 ways. Pre-data analysis stage, data analysis stage, and post-data analysis. But all the stage we can use the ICT. For example, the pre-data analysis, we are using even the MS Word, even for literature review, we are using online tools, right? Even the data analysis, we are using the SPSS or any software. Post-data analysis, we are writing the report with the use of the MS Word or any kind of tools or Mendeley or. Therefore, the second statement is true. Therefore, which may be correct? Which may be correct?
Fourth one. Statement 1 is false, but statement 2 is true.
Correct. Okay. Then second statement. Action research is used to primarily to improve the given situation by the practitioner. Is it correct or not? Is true or false? Action research is purely meant for is a practitioner only. It's purely because we are going to find this the problem immediately, the solution for the immediate problem. Therefore, the first one is here true. It is like a Protestant. It's the action research is not conducted. What is it? Conducted by any people. It should be only practice. Well-trained people only can conduct. Applied research is directed at exploring the applicability of principles already established. Is it true or false? Tell me. Here, applied research means the directly exploring applicability of the principle. Wherever the application possible, we are going to measure it. We are going to establish. False. False.
True.
True, sir.
True. It's a true.
True.
It's true. It's a true. It is a true. Because applied research means what? We are going to find one theory. That theory where we are going to apply, we are going to establish that we are going to check. We have some principle, we are going to check this established also. Therefore, what's may be correct? The both statement
Are true.
First one.
The first one is correct.
Both
The first one is
statement
correct.
1 and 2.
Okay. So can you go to the next set of question because this question is same like this. I'm going to one assertion and then go with this next one. Okay. Yeah. Now, go with this 21st question. This we already discussed. This questions we already discussed. Can you give the answer for this? The 21. What is the assertion here? What is the assertion? The qualitative research is guided by
Guided by a positive epistemology.
Is correct or not? Qualitative.
True,
This
sir.
is-
Yes, true.
No, positive.
No, positive.
Positive is a
Quantitative.
quantitative.
Is a quantitative.
Positive, quantitative. But here what they mention.
Qualitative.
Qualitative.
Therefore, what is the meaning? It is
False.
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 Please kindly check, because this theory, if you are not this, you may be selected wrong. So because if it is quantitative research is correct, right? If it is quantitative research may be correct, but it's a qualitative, therefore it's wrong. Then quantitative research aims to test the hypothesis. Is it correct or not? Is it correct or
Correct.
not?
Yes.
Is it correct?
Correct.
Right? Is it correct?
Yes.
Therefore, what may be correct answer?
A is
A
false,
is
but
false,
R
but
is true.
false.
or is
R is
true.
But R is true.
Yeah, but here it's not, both A are true. It's not correct. Both A. Suppose both A and 2. Suppose I'm asking this one. Listen, quantitative research. I'm asking this statement. Quantitative research is guided by positive epistemology. Can you tell me? Quantitative
Both
research aims.
A and R are true.
True.
And R is the correct
Correct explanation of A.
Of course, correct. Because the quantitative research is a guided of positive exam. The quantitative research aim to, because of the reason it's considered positive, because the quantitative research testing the hypothesis possible. Therefore, the answer A might be true. So I hope you understand the clarity about the research, right? So can you move to the second set of discussion? Are you ready now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now we are moving to the format of this one, like styles and referencing. At least one question might come from the first paper, because every year I'm observing 1 or 2 questions come from this area, from the referencing area. Here, kindly check with this referencing area. We have a lot of reference style like MLA format. We have the format called MLA, APA. This will
Chicago.
MLA format. Sorry. So we have the formula MLA format, APA, Chicago manual, IEEE, CSE. But normally the questions might come from the APA. Listen, I observed from the last 5 years question, most of the questions from the APA style comes the questions. Therefore, damn sure there will be a chance question from the APA this year also. But parallel you can check the MLA is meant for the language students. Suppose the language student like to write the dissertation research report, they can go the MLA format. Like you can see the English and literature foreign. So in the case of APA, like humanities subjects like social science, they're using it, psychology, education, business, nursing, linguistic. Chicago manual, history, art science, fine arts, anthropology, philosophy. IEEE meant for the engineering, computer science. CEC meant for the what is the science background, like biology, physics, right? Now, just I'm going to give you small insights about this. APA, normally the author name, comma is needed, years there. But in the case of MLA, author name, there is no need for comma. Directly they're going with this page number only. Even the APA, there is no need for page number. There is no compulsory. And in the case of APA, we're using the terms called references. We are not using the terms bibliography. We are using the reference, the end. And here, the MLA, they can use the work cited. For each page, they can go with the cite. Okay, they can give us a footnote. So each page, the MLA, they give the footnote. So now the question for you. APA style, we are following a footnote. Is it true or false? Give the answer. APA style, according to the APA references, can we use this?
False.
It's a false. We cannot use it because according to the APA, there is no footnotes. There is no footnotes. It's only the reference or citation. We can use the citation or reference. But in the case of MLA, they're using the terms called cited, like they can give us a bibliography as well as the footnotes. And so I'm just moving to the next one. This you can take this. APA format, author name, comma is needed, year. But MLA format, author name only, then it's a page number is needed. There is no comma and all. In the case of Harvard, author name and year without comma. In the case of Chicago, author name, even the publication, they highlight this. But normally the AP based on they ask the questions. I'm just giving this example for the AP. After that, I'm going for some questions here. Listen, this was the book citation of APA. The first is the author name. Author first name only. Okay, author last name. The first name is the initial that you can give this. Even for the citation no need for the initial. First name is not needed for the citation, but the reference purpose we need to add. I hope you understood. Only in the case of references, we have a last name as well as the initial. Then after that, there is a year. Then the title of the book, listen, the title of the book is in italic. The title of the book is italic. This is the publisher address. So this is pattern. Sometimes they're asking the order, which is the correct order of APA, whether the author name first, or in a title first, or in a publisher name first. So you should be know the order. First, start with the author name, then year, then book title, as well as the publisher. Hope you understood. So I'm going to ask the question because this question comes 2 times in the last exam, last Usenet exam. This for the this previous one for the book. This is for the journal. For the journal, here there is a author name. If it two author, we can go with and year. Same author as a date. Second, the third is a title. This is the title of the journal. The title of the journal never be a italic. But after the title, we have the source. The source consists of this is an article title. This is an article title. This is a journal name. Development cycle. This will be italic. This will be italic. This is a volume number. It should be italic. Then issue number not be italic. Then page number. Then DOI number. This is an order. Author, date, title, source. Hope understood. For book, what is that order? Author, date, source. Listen. Kindly, ADS is meant for the book. In the case of, one more bit. The same A, D, TS. A for author, D for date, then T for title, S for source, right? Even for the book. But in this case of source of the ADDS and the journal, we have the source consists of book number, what is that? This journal name with italic, then volume number, issue number, and page number with DOI number. This is called source, right? Can we go with one question now? Are you ready? Can we go with some questions?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I'm going with this. I'm just keeping a different order also. This is for the APA based some questions I'm having. Yeah. Now the question for you. Reference type. Kindly give the answer. This is here assessment recent based questions. Format and styles of referencing in a research thesis are formal requirement. Is it correct or not? Kindly tell me. Is it needed or not? As I already mentioned, the research is systematic. Everything we can go with some.
Yes.
We
Yes.
cannot violate something.
Yes.
It's true.
True,
Is
sir.
it true? The first is it true because it will be a formal requirement of the research, right? The second one, the formal requirement under observance helps to promote the standardization objective of the research. Is it correct or not? Because this formal requirement is giving some kind of standardization procedure and objective of your research. Is it true or false?
True.
It is true. It is true. Therefore, what may be correct answer? What may be correct answer?
D.
Both
Both A and
A
R
and B
are
are
true.
true. But
And R is the correct explanation of
very
A.
good. Hope you understood. Hope you understood, right? So like this only we have to be learn this. So can I move to the next question? Right.
Sir,
now
how
the
will
next.
we
Yes,
will we understand A is the correct explanation or A is not the correct explanation?
That is we have to connect. For example, you can say this. That is when you read this references, you can understand. So what is that meaning? The formal states of referencing research thesis are formal requirement. When you go with any kind of research report or research thesis, there will be a formal structure. We cannot violate the formal structure. Is it correct? For example, you are doing this research in education. We have to submit your research in education in the APA format. Is it correct? We cannot violate this. If you are not submitting APA format, the examiner may be, what is that? Disqualified research work. Is it correct or not?
Correct, sir.
Right. Therefore, it's a true. Right? It's a true. So why we need to use this kind of formal requirement? Because we need to, for example, if you're not following the APA format in India, the foreign people, they are confused whether, if they could not know what is the format you are using it. There will be a standardized precision we are not following. So this kind of APA format, ML format is giving kind of standardization procedure to the entire world. Is it correct? Suppose I am writing the dissertation work by myself based on my views. Then the foreign people have the confusion what I'm writing here. There will be confusion may comes. Therefore, what it happened, this kind of formal structure is create some kind of standardization procedure all over the world. And create the object. The next question. The format and styles of reference thesis writing enforced to view effective observance of format protocol. Is it true or false? Is it a true or false? Tell me, is it true or false?
True.
It's a true because it creates some kind of protocol. There is a pattern we are following. This is a pattern protocol. The formal protocol ensures evidence of deviations from norms and procedure reporting a research.
True.
Because it's avoiding the deviation from the norms.
One
There
is
is a norm. Huh? Yeah, so this is also true. Listen, because this kind of formal protocol, it's going with the same track. For example, I am going one track, the foreign author writing another track, whether I can go with this, both are doing the research in the same area. But I am going the different way, he is doing the different way, then we cannot connect with each of us. This creates some kind of issue. That is the reason we always go into formal protocol. This answer may be both A and R2 and correct explanation also. Yeah, now the next question. Are you ready now? Yes. What is the answer for this? 41. There is no difference between format and styles of writing reference in thesis and research article. Is it correct? For writing a thesis and writing a research article, the same format we are using it?
No.
No. Because even for the AP format, they suggest a different format for research article, different format for thesis. Therefore, the first one is false. Right. Research ethics and its observance are mandatory for all research. Tell me, research ethics, it's mandatory or not? Research ethics mandatory.
True.
Of
Yes.
course, it's true for any kind of, even for research article also it should be a true. Therefore, what may be correct? Then what is the answer? Statement?
Option A.
Statement one
A
is
is
false, but
statement two is true.
Wow. Now we got the idea. Like this only we can get this, right? So whenever you read the statement, kindly deeply read the statement and then find this, okay? So don't, even you can write a pencil and then find the answer, okay? Take a relax and attempt the answer. Yeah, now this question for you. 43 question. In the reference section, this is a research article, okay, in a APA style. Whatever maybe, it's a research article.
Option D, sir.
What is it? First, what is the author?
Name of the author,
Date, then
year of publications,
title,
title, and
Intel
please,
and
please kindly refer ADTS. Don't forget this. A means author. Therefore, first is the author, right?
author.
Second,
C.
year of publication. Second, third, title of the book.
title of the book.
Fourth,
CBDA.
source, right? So therefore, answer B,
Fourth
C,
one, sir.
D.
Option D. Option D.
C, B, D. Okay, very good. So yeah, now this is an AP style. Kindly tell me the AP style. Would be the what will the end? What will the end?
DOI number.
DY, very good. So DY.
DY number.
Okay. What is the DY? Any DY means what? Digital object
Digital
identifier.
identifier.
Digital object identifier. Like for example, every article in a online Scopus and Web version, they give some kind of URL as a ID number. Like this, normally we have the URL, but they given some kind of number-based URL. That number, when you click it, that's we can reach this the particular article. Therefore, it's called DY, digital object identifier. Now the question, 45th question. Any idea? This question comes last 2 times. That's the reason I told this. Questions comes in 2023. A similarity of 57% is detected in the thesis submitted by the student as per the use register 2018 on the plagiarism. The student has committed plagiarism of what level?
Third level.
What level? Yeah, for this I'm just giving this PowerPoint and then, okay, listen, this is a use regulation. Kindly note this is a use regulation. Level 0, plagiarism 10%. Level 1, 10 to 40%. Level 2, 40 to 60%. Level 3, 62 and more. Please kindly note there is here, they suggest 4 levels. Start with 0 to 3, and there is a penalty. Suppose the plagiarism is 0, no penalty. Either 10 to 40%. For example, thesis, you have the time period not exceeding the 6 months. For example, you have to modify the script. After the modified script, after 6 months, you have to be submit the thesis. If you have the 10 to 40% of plagiarism. If you 40 to 60%, student will be debarred from submitting the revised script a year. 1 year, you could not, not submitting your dissertation work. Suppose if come to the level 60 and above, your registration, the PhD will be cancelled. You got it? The PhD will be cancelled. This question comes 3 times in the last net examination. Any doubts? This is use regulation. Is use regulation 2000?
1 annual increment along with not being To be a supervisor, training, masters, and
If you want, you can take a screenshot. I will share this PPT also. The end of my PPT, end of my
the
presentation.
registration of the program will be canceled.
I'm just giving this meant for the PhD student. This is for the teachers. Listen, this is for the PhD, the academic research publication. This is for the candidate, like the teachers and all. So now, can we move to the questions? This is another penalty plagiarisms for the teachers. Level 0 means penalty, no penalty. Then withdraw our manuscript. Level 1. Level 2 shall ask the withdraw the manuscript shall be denied the right to annual increment. Even the institution have to deny the annual increment for 1 year. And level 3, there shall be denied to right to subscribe the 2 increment. They have to be, what is it, reduce it from your salary. So this is for the teachers. This is for the teachers, right? So please guide note, this is a plagiarism biggest challenge now. So this is a use regulation 2018. Now can we go to the questions now? Because this question also comes now. Yes. Now what's the level? 57%. What's the level? 57%. What's the level?
Level 2.
Level 2. Very good. Suppose I'm taking 67%. Where it comes?
Level 3.
Level 3. 22%. Where it comes?
Level 1.
Okay. Right. Okay. Now, in the submission of thesis, the students found the committed plagiarism level 3 as per the use regulation 2018 on plagiarism. The following penalty will be imposed. What is the penalty they will impose? Shall be deported from submitting the revised thesis from 1 year. 1 year for which level? Any idea? One level for?
Level 2.
Level 2. Student registration program can be cancelled for level 3.
Level 3.
Students shall be deported for submitting the revised thesis for 6 months. Level 1. And
Yes.
students shall be asked to submit a revised thesis. This is a level 3 also. Okay. Okay. This is not at all issue. This is not any picture in this, right? Now, can we move to the next question?
Yes.
Yeah. Which among the following Windows-based software tool used to publishing and managing bibliography? There is a tool we are using to
EndNote.
EndNote. So listen, just cross check this, that options. EndNote is a tool we can use for bibliography. Similarly, there is other tools, other sets of tools. Any other tools is there? Mendeley, Zotero. Listen, the similar kind of tool Mendeley, Zotero is there. Mendeley, Zotero. Okay. And Turnitin is a software for plagiarism checking, but here it's talking about bibliography. Therefore, it's not correct. Prezi is a software, presentation software. Java is a program. Therefore, what may be correct answer?
EndNote.
EndNote. Okay. Yes. Now, can you move to the next one? So, can you exceed up to 1 o'clock? Is it okay to all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because I need to cover the still a lot of portion is there, right? Now, hope you are getting the second portions and scale of measurement. Listen, the scale of measurement, at least you may get 2 questions. I'm talking about even the first paper and second paper, if you have the education background, or even for humanity background, you may get this. So this is scales of measurement. There's 4 scales of measurement: nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio. This is a things developed by the Stevenson. Listen, this is suggested by the Stevenson in the year 1946 or 49. I don't know the exact date, but the Stevenson's name. The nominal scale is a categorical variable. Listen, categorical variable. And if you want, I just give you a very simple example. Nominal means naming variable. Kindly note this. If you are finding any naming variable, like students, this kind of nominal, we are taking nominal. Ordinal scale is called ranking. Listen, I'm writing as a ranking variable. If you're finding any kind of ranking variable, or we can use the term order variable. Order means there is an order, like a sequence. Listen, qualitative data. Which is a qualitative data? Nominal, ordinal is called qualitative. And interval and ratio, it is converted to quantitative. Please, this is another question that comes in net exam. Quantitative, this is the variable quantitative. Interval and ratio is called quantitative. This is called qualitative. And just I'm dividing this. In the interval scale, it is called equal intervals. Normally, the equal, I'm just using the term as a psychological variable. Most of the psychological variable, it comes under the interval scale. Psychological variable, we cannot see in the eye, but we can observe. Okay, we can collect the data, but we cannot see in the eyesight. For example, one of the person's self-fix never be 0. So here the key term 0. If the 0 is satisfied, it's called rating score. If any measurements come 0, that is called rating scale. Because some people personal never be a 0. People intelligence never be a 0. So if any variable, any kind of scale variable, any kind of quantified variable never reach the 0, then it's called interval scale. That is the reason I'm using called psychological variable. All the psychological variable never reach 0. And the ratio scale is nothing but physical variable. Listen, physical variable is the variable which you're able to see in your eyesight. Physical variable like height, weight, weight. Sometimes the height, for example, height of the joules or weight of the joule is you're going to measure with the height and weight. Sometimes it goes 0.00 gram, 0.0001 centimeter. There will be chances for 0 might be reached. When the scores comes reach 0, then it's called ratio. So hope you understood. From the interval and ratio, the difference only the 0 attribute. The 0 attribute is only meant for ratio scale. Wherever the 0 possible, the 0 measurement possible, that is called the ratio. Hope you understood. Please kindly respond in the respond if you understand. Okay, please. Okay, and the scales of measurement. This is another scales of nominal scale, ordinal scale, interval scale, and ratio scale. As I already mentioned, that the key term is 0. Here, naming variable. It is called name variable. This is called order variable or ranking variable. Kindly take your notes. Interval variable is a normal scaling variable, but all the psychological variable, as I already mentioned this. This is a physical variable. All right. Now the same thing. It is a categorical variable. These two things qualitative. This I already mentioned. These two things are quantitative, right? So they're given some example. Gender matters, nationality, education level. Because the level wise called ordinal. For example, UG, PG, it is a level. Right, satisfying rating, it is a level. Economic status, low, moderate, high is a level. Interval data, there is a temperature. Family size never be 0. Okay, if the family means there will be a person, 1 or 2 person, there will be never 0. Height to weight, there will be a ratio. Okay, so this is a ratio, as already mentioned. Height sometimes maybe 0, weight also maybe 0, but it will be a continuous variable. This is come to the continuous variable. Please, one more thing. It is a categorical variable. Categorical. It is a continuous. This is another difference. Is continuous. Okay, so can you go with these questions now? Can you go with the questions? And this is just to take a screenshot. The nominal scale is a quantifiable. If it not quantifiable, there's a 3 properties based on the 3 scores are there. Equal, intervals, absolute 0. If the quantifiable means the number, it's like a magnitude. If any magnitude measurement is there, it's called quantifiable. If you are able to divide the score 10 to 20, 20 to 30 like this, there is a possibility to divide the score like this called equal intervals. If any scores comes to 0, it's called absolute 0. In the case of nominal, there is no quantifiable, there is no equal interval, there is no absolute 0. Nothing will be present. There is nothing present in the case of nominal. In the ordinal, quantifiable is there, that is called low, moderate, high. It is there, but only quantifiable, there is no equal interval, there is no absolute 0. But in the case of interval, the 2 things are present, like quantifiable, it is the equal intervals, but 0 is not at all possible. But in the case of ratio, all the 3 properties are possible. Can I ask the questions now? Which scales of measurement satisfying the quantifiable, equal interval, absolute 0?
Ratio.
Right,
Ratio.
very good. Okay,
Ratio.
which is the scales of measurement having a own characteristics of absolute 0 property?
Interval.
Ratio.
Only
Ratio.
I'm talking, which is only ratio only. That's also ratio only. I'm asking the different way the question, right? Which variable, which are the variables, which are the scale variable come to the quantifiable variable?
Ordinal,
Nominal,
ordinal,
interval,
Interval and ratio.
Ordinal, interval, ratio.
No, ordinal is not
nominal
a
and ordinal.
Interval and ratio.
interval and ratio only quantifiable. Listen,
interval and ratio.
nominal, ordinal is a qualitative, right? Interval and
Sorry,
ratio is a quantitative. Please kindly
Okay.
note. Okay. Yes. Now, which is called ranking variable? Which is called ranking variable?
Interval.
Ordinal.
Ordinal.
Ordinal variable.
Ordinal.
Which is called naming variable. Which is called naming variable.
Nominal.
Nominal.
Right. Suppose you are like to measure the people's personality. What kind of personality variable? What is it?
Interval.
Interval.
Interval. Psychology.
This is
Psychology variable.
Suppose you like to measure
Ordinal.
of course it's an interval. Suppose you are going to check the learning style. Learning style, there is a 3 category. Like if you have the learning style, it's a category based, there is a chances. For example, some people are aesthetic learner. If you're having some kind of learner based characterization, then it's called nominal. Suppose you are measuring a learning style with the quantity, like you are giving this one item, 20 item. From this, you are measuring this people's scores, then it's called quantifiable, then it's called interval. Suppose the same thing we're dividing to aesthetic learner or viewer learner or writer learner, like this, we are dividing with the characteristics, it will be a nominal. Hope I understood. Right? Can we go with these questions now? Can we go with the questions? based on this scales. Yeah, the first question. Which of the following scales measurement synonymous with the ranking and grading?
Ordinal.
Ordinal scale.
Of course, correct. You are correct. It is an ordinal, right? It is an ordinal. It is an ordinal. Yes. 0 point is the feature of for what?
Ratio.
Ratio. Very good. It's a ratio, right? Right. Now, the next question. What kind of format is this? What kind of format is this? The question format? It is a multiple statement. Multiple statement. Yes. Example of nominal measures. Gender is a nominal or not? What is the gender? What is the gender? Male, female is a nominal, right? Religious, Hindu, Christian, Muslim. It is a nominal. Birthplace, like rural area, urban area. Okay. But attitude is a scale. We can go with it's an interval, right? It will be an interval. Intelligent is what?
Psychological.
Interval, psychological variable. Therefore, it's both come to the interval, right? Therefore, what will be correct answer? What will be correct answer?
Option B.
Very good. Correct. You are correct. Right. Fine. So can you move to the next question? Which are the following variable measurement on nominal?
Residential background.
Sorry.
Residential background.
Yeah. For example, income is a score. For example, 10,000 to 10K to 20K. It is an interval, right? It is not a nominal. Fear of failure. That is also level is that. Failure level is that. Temperature also level is that. Therefore, it's an interval. Residential only like rural, urban. It is a nominal. Right now, you can see mathematics test score, birth order, height of each student's eye color. Just to find mathematical test score, or you can go with first. You can go with the nominal, which may be a nominal. Which may be a nominal.
Eye color.
Yeah. For example, eye color. Based on the eye color, there is no quantitative. It is only a category, right? Quality based on this. So go to the ordinal. There will be an order. Where is the order? Birth order.
Mathematical test score.
No, listen. Don't think that height means height of each. Listen. Don't think that height means a physical variable. We are telling the students to stand based on the height. How the students are standing? It's a ranking. It's the order. So height of the students. You are telling the students to stand in the height of the order. Therefore, what is the meaning? Height of the students come to the
Ordinal.
So don't think that height. Listen, based on the variable. Suppose I'm measuring the height in centimeter. Then it is called ratio. You understood? And here I'm asking the students to stand height of the students, right? Then birth order.
Interval scale.
Yeah, why birth order never be zero. Whether any person birth order zero, I'm the first child in my home, second child in the home. Can I go the I'm the 0th child in the home? No. Therefore, it may be a birth order may be interval. What is mathematics score?
Ratio.
Why it's because there is a score from 0 to 100.
0
right?
to 100.
Therefore, there is a punches for 0 mark also. Therefore, the mathematical test scores come to the ratio.
Ratio scale.
You understood? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Yes. At least one question may come this area, please.
Sir,
Yes.
can the birth order come under ordinal scale?
Yeah, there will be. That's also correct. Of course, that's also possible. Right, but you can find out the more relevant answer. Of course, you are correct only. Birth order may be nominal only. Yeah, you are correct. Yes.
Sir, height of each student, instead of that height of students come, we can.
Yeah, that's correct. I think there's a question might be wrong. What you said is correct. So I'm just rethinking the question. I have to modify because there will be chances the net examination question might be wrong also. Don't think that the question here what you said is correct. Nominal there is no wrong at all because nominal it will be eye color, right? But in the case of ordinal, birth order might be a order because like a first child, second child, third child, it is an order, right? Therefore, more in this case, more relevant answer. That's the reason. Even there is a chance for the height of each students also may be correct, but we have to find the most appropriate response. Under this, which may be most appropriate birth order. Thank you so much to remind me. Birth order is an ordinal. And now we have the cross check whether height. Now we can see the height might be. Suppose the mathematical test score, if it is objective question, listen. If it is a subjective question, you are keeping for 100 mark. suppose you are conducting the achievement test, we are not putting 0 mark for any people. Even for absent people, we are putting the absent. There will be chances the mathematical test score might be a interval. No. Height of the student might be a ratio. There will be chances, right? There will be chances, right? Sometimes
But height cannot be 0, right?
Suppose height may not be 0. So here, right. In this case, the students, of course, you are correct. Once again, you are correct. Suppose here I'm talking about height of the dust. Suppose I'm talking about the height of the dust. What may be answer? Dust or height. Suppose instead of the dust means there will be chance 0.000 centimeter. But here the student's height never be a 0. So therefore in this case there will be chances height may be a interval. Mathematics test score may be a ratio. Right, but here this course not be valid. Actually, this question is not valid. The problem with net, you understood? This kind of question never be asked. Suppose if you are claiming this question, we may get this full mark. Why? Because the way they frame the question is wrong. You got this meaning? Because here most of the answer look like a confusing. So here the problem with the questions. Therefore, the question is not valid one. Right. Anyway, we can go with the similar kind of question down. This is might be correct, I think. Yeah. Now we can find this answer for this nominal scale. Nominal scale. Any answer? What is my nominal scale answer? Nominal scale. Kindly check.
Students according to the participation in co-curricular activities.
Of course, co-curricular, for example, kabaddi, football, like this, we are dividing the people based on the category. Right? This like of course the 3 is the 3. You are correct. It's a 3. Right? What will be ordinal? It's an order. It's an order. Anything related to the order?
Speed of students in writing words.
Sir, superior performance in musical events.
Yes, here see the superior. I told on the order means low, high, moderate. Here instead of a high, they use the term
Superior.
superior. Therefore, what may be correct answer?
Superior.
Ordinal means superior, right? What may be interval? What may be interval?
Performance score on a spelling test.
Of course, it may be a performance because the performance scores of the telling test there will be chances. So yeah, it comes in the interval. What may be ratio?
Speed of
students
Because the minute may become
coordinate.
in the minute. No, in the minute there will be second. Right? For example, we are talking about 1 minute only. Suppose if the students finish in the 55 seconds, we cannot give us a 1 minute. It's like 0 minutes only. It's right? There will be chances he can finish the thing within a 0 minutes also. It's like a 55 seconds. But here talking about minutes. Therefore, there's a chances the speed might becomes to 0. Is it correct? Is it comes 0? Therefore, the answer is this question is abruptly they made it. Of course, this is the correct question. But the previous question they made it wrong. You understood? Even we can evaluate the questions like this. Okay, now can I move to the next questions? So sir, we are discussing. Yes.
Sir, 62 question la ஒரு doubt sir. Actually, இப்ப நம்ம இந்த ஆப்ஷன் செலக்ட் பண்ணும்போது இப்ப nominal 3 வந்து ரெண்டுக்கு செலக்ட் பண்ண மாதிரி இருக்குமா?
Maybe actually here I made like this, but the questions might comes like this one. Here the problem now on the this is you can see the eye color. I can select like this. This is a in the tool order for this tool having this kind of options that I made this. But the examinations you have this kind of option before. In ratio scale, 0 point is arbitrary. Is true or false? Right. The nominal scale allows ordering and ranking of data. Is it true or false?
False.
Yeah. False. So the nominal scale is only meant for the naming variable. Therefore, which may be correct? Statement 1 is true.
Statement 1 is true, but statement 2 is false.
You got it. Even the same ratios question they come to like this. You can see this another question, another set of question. This comes the order. What is the order of this? What is the order? Arrange this. See the same nominal ordinal. They ask the different way.
Nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio.
Okay.
Ratio.
Right. Yeah. Now we can see the one little confusing question. Question number 68. Other questions are simple. Question number 68. A teacher gave a test for 50 students of his class and awarded letter grades. Listen, they award the letter grades A, B, C, D, E. Suppose if you are awarding the letter grades, it's come into the what kind of category? It's a nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio.
Ordinal.
It's ordinal.
It is an ordinal, but
Ordinal.
it's a naming. It's a naming. A is a category, right? A means what is this? Success. Like this, they give some kind of name also. It indicates the level. It indicates the level of performance, hierarchic order from the best to poorest, of course. Which are the following combination of scale measurement has used? Here, what kind of measurement they're using it? They given a
Nominal and ordinal.
Nominal and
because ABC is name, but the ABCD, for example, they're not giving us a low, moderate, high. Instead of that, what they define? A for high achiever, B for what is that? Very high achiever. For example, A for very high achiever, B for high achiever. This category we are dividing based on the ordinal, but the name we are giving ABCD. You got it? Therefore, what is the answer? Nominal
and ordinal scale.
So sometimes this question might come like this. Be ready, okay? Yes. Now, can you go the variables, samples, and tools this area?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready? This area we can go. Okay. Do you know what is the variable? The variable in a numerical way. Qualitative variable like our nominal ordinal is called qualitative, non-numerical values. Intervening variable, moderating variable, extraneous variable, confounding variable, control variable, composite, like a lot of variables there. But instead of explaining here, I'm just explaining with the diagram, then you may get this. Right? I'm just moving to here. Yeah. Independent variable means if X is a causing variable, the Y is a outcome variable. Like if X beats Y, the beating variable, what is that? The X is only creating impact, right? Therefore, the X is the independent variable. This is a dependent variable. Any doubts in the independent variable, dependent variable? Any doubts? A variable that we can control. Normally, the control variable, the experimental method. So we can control the independent variable with the experimental method. Normally, the independent variable we can call exposure, explanatory, manipulated variable. In the case of dependent variable, this is called DV, the effect variable. It's also called outcome variable, explain variable, response variable. We may call the different names. Hope you understand the different variable, the variable which we observe. And suppose if you go with X and Y, there is no problem. IV and DV, there is no problem. If it comes to Z, the third variable, if it comes the third variable, then what is the problem start? That come with the problem it start. What's the problems? The third variable. The third variable, listen, the third variable, we call confounding variable. What's the confounding variable? This X and Y, there is no problem, IV and DV. If this variable, the confounding variable, beats both independent variable and dependent variable, then it's called confounding. You understood? The third variable going to affect or create an effect on both independent variable and dependent variable. Here I'm just giving the example. House of study in the exam score is independent variable, dependent variable. But subject interest is also creating impact on house of study. Suppose I'm having interest in one subject, I may increase my interest of study. Similarly, it may be increase in my exam score also. Suppose the third variable is creating impact or effect in both independent variable and dependent variable. It's called confound. Any doubts? What is called confounding variable? The confounding variable, it affects both X and Y. Right. Now, this is called mediating variable. In this case, mediator, for example, the X, Y, in between there is a Z, the X beat Y, Z beat Y. This is called mediator. The Z role is a mediator work, like a mediator. So here X beat Y, then Y beats Z once again. Even the X direct effect is this is called direct effect. This is called interaction effect. Like X beat Z and Z also beats Y. This is called mediating. So here I'm beating the X to Y through the Z. Therefore, it's called mediating. You got it? You understand this concept of mediating? So like X, Z, then X, sorry, Y. This is called mediating. The next variable is called moderate variable. The moderate variable normally it is like a categorical variable. Normally it's called categorical variable. Is going to affect in between. It's like a moderator. It's like a moderator between. So it's going to affect the interaction between X and Y. Normally X is beating Y. This interactions, who's going to create the effect? This that, for example, the tiredness. I prepare the examination and the exam score also. Based on the our preparation, the exam score may be changed. But the problem during the examination or examination time, I may have some kind of tiredness. That's also create the effect on my exam score. So this is called moderator. And there is this is some of the path diagram. So the moderator, it's affect the center. The mediator, they can go like this. The confounder, as I already mentioned, that is affect the independent variable and dependent variable. It's affect both. So this way, this variable might be changed, right? And normally the confound variable, as already mentioned, is affect both independent variable dependent, but there is called extraneous variable, is affect only the dependent variable only. It's never touch in the independent variable. So sometimes asking the question, which variable never create a effect on independent variable? So can I ask the question now? Which is the third variable? Which is the third variable cannot affect the independent variable, but it's affect only the dependent variable? Tell me the answer. Tell me the answer.
Extraneous.
Right. Okay. Very good. So yeah, it is a third variable. It affects both independent variable and dependent variable. What variable?
Confound.
Confound.
variable.
Okay. Yeah, it is a third variable that helps to mediate from the independent variable to dependent variable. What kind of variable is this?
Mediating variable.
Mediator.
You understand? So there is a terms that might be changed. So there is a questions may come the dichotomous. This questions come to once. What is called dichotomous? If you're this dichotomous means a categorical variable, but only two categories, like male, female. Male, female is a dichotomous. Suppose male, female, transgender, it is called trichotomous. You understood? If it any categorical variable, it's only two classification is there. It's called dichotomous. If three classifications called trichotomous, if more than this called multivariable. For example, the blood group. So can we go with the questions now? Can we go with the questions based on these questions? Right. So what is this area? Sorry. Yeah, variables. Yes. Can we tell these variables now? Which aspects of the researcher may cause the psychosocial effect on the participants of the study? Here the two terms, psychosocial. Psychosocial. Can you find
Attitude.
answer? What is
Race.
Attitude.
Yeah,
Attitude.
of course. Age is a chronological, like biological, right? Age is a biological. Age may be cultural. Sex is also biological. But attitude is a psychosocial, because attitude might change based on my psychological plus social. Is it correct? So my psychological nature as social nature, the attitude might be changed, right? Which is when the researcher's sex affect the behavior of the participants in the study refers to what? Suppose that the sex of the children, like male and female,
biosocial.
affect the behavior of the participant in the study. What may be called? The behavior. This
Biosocial.
sex.
Psychological.
No, listen. The sex is affect the behavior.
Environment.
Biosocial.
Biosocial. Psychosocial is no. Listen, sex is a biological, right? Biological. Listen, here the two effect. Sex is creating effect on behavior. Normally, the correct answer might be biopsychological if it's there. But even though there is a term they given as a behavior social, because the behavior is depends on social nature, social environment, right? So there may be chances the correct response may be biosocial, because there is no answer for biopsycho. Is it correct? Therefore, what will be correct answer in this case? Because biology.
Biosocial.
Social.
Yes. Now the questions somewhat related to tool also. Yes. Now the tool also. Kindly check this. Statement. Questionnaire are filled by the participant themselves. So I'm taking 10 more minutes extra. Sorry for this. Yeah. Tell me the answer. The questionnaire are filled in the participant themselves. Is it true or false? Questionnaire, whether they filled by the invigilator or the sample.
Sample.
True.
True. Yeah, listen, that is the advantages, but the schedule is not what is that filled by the sample is prepared by is
One and two are
Option
correct.
D.
Correct.
sorry, option statement one is both. Yeah, last one.
Last one.
Option
Last
D.
one.
Last one,
Statement one and
both, yeah, one to correct. Okay. Now, can we give this answer for this? Suppose if we give the answer for this, you maybe understand this variable nature. Can you give the answer for this? Very simple. First, you can read this this portion, because if you read this, you're going to get the first variable which might be process or outside the process, but bring the change in dependent variable in the presence of independent variable. Listen. So there is a third variable influence. There is a third variable. This may be a third variable. This third variable is to bring change the dependent variable in the presence of independent variable. Right? So one you got it. And second variable which the variation or cost due to the change on some other variable.
Dependent.
Variable. Upper there is one variable is creating an effect on the other variable. That's very simple. One variable it's create a effect on the another variable. Therefore, it's automatically we get the answer. It is called dependent variable. You got it? Variable which is a variation or cost due to the change of some other variable. Therefore, independent variable create the effect. That's the dependent variable changing. The variable whose presence affect the variable being steady. Okay, this is also third variable answer. Variable which can be bring the change to another variable. It's like a cost.
Independent variable.
Therefore, we have the two answers, very simple answer, which is independent variable, dependent variable. The second is here dependent variable. Okay, independent variable, the fourth one. That only two things we have the doubts. Kindly find what's called confounder.
The third.
What's the confounding variable?
It's
Confounding
impact
variable.
both dependent independent. Sir.
It's great impact. Therefore, the variable whose present affect the variable being studied. We are going to mention both the variable. Therefore, this one.
Intervening
okay?
is one.
Intervening, the variable which might be processed. For example, like x tends to y, like mediating. Z tends to y. So like this, there is a mediating, like that intervening. So change in the dependent variable in the presence of independent. The independent variable is not touched by the x, but in the presence of independent variable, this third variable is that's creating impact on dependent variable. Therefore, this is an intervening variable one. You got the meaning answer? So therefore,
Yes,
what is the answer? So once again, I'm just write this dependent variable. The answer is 2. 2. Yeah, the dependent variable answer is 2. Independent variable answer is 4.
Confounding
variable 3.
Variable 3.
Intervening
variable 1.
1.
Okay.
Then 2 is the trichotomy.
Yeah. Now the second, the nominal variable can have more than 2 categories. Is it possible?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. For example, male, female, trans. There is a chances dependent variable might be dichotomous. For example, when you go with this logistic, there is called logistic regression. For the doing the logistic regression, the main assumption that your dependent variable should be a categorical is a dichotomous. So therefore, the first statement is false. You got it?
Yes,
There will
sir.
be chances it will be dichotomous also, particularly in the case of logistic regression. But in go with the normal calculus like t test, f test, and all, our dependent variable should be a continuous, right? It's not a categorical. Yeah, the independent variable is always dichotomous. Tell me.
False.
Independent variable is also dichotomous. Is always no. Sometimes independent variable is a categorical. It may be continuous also. Even the category may be 3 or 4 factor. For example, in the case of F test, how many independent variable? Like at least 3 groups is there. Like Hindu, Christian, Muslim, government aided, self-finance. Like the 3 groups might be there. So it's not only the dichotomous, right? Therefore, both the statement is
False.
false. Right. So can we move to the statistic, the last portion? I hope so. The last portion. Oh, so still the population is there. So can you go very fastly and then I'm going to together population as well as statistics together. So can I take 10 more minutes extra? Sorry for this because I need to cover.
Yes.
Otherwise, okay. Yeah. Normally, in the case of sample and population, we know that the populations, we are taking the proper representation of sample. In this sample, listen, this sometimes it becomes the examination. This and population, this is called sampling frame. This gap, the population to sampling frame, there is a called error. That's called frame error. Sometimes this asking, what is the name of the error in between the population sampling frame? It is called frame error. Similarly, the sampling frame to sample, the error is called chance error. And the sample to the responses, it's called response error. Like a lot of error is there. Kindly look onto this. For example, if you taking the 10th standard as a population, 10th standard students as a population, I'm taking the sampling frame to Calicut district and Kasaragod district. I'm taking the 2 district. That's called sampling frame. Under the sample frame, I'm taking the 5 schools of each sample, each state. That is called sample. Under the sample, I'm taking only few responses, like 200 responses. That is called response. So understood? There is a population to sampling frame. I'm avoiding some sample that creates some kind of error. So like this, we have a different errors may comes in this, right? And normally this comes regularly. At least one question from this. There is a probability sampling. non-probability sampling. Just a simple random. Normally, it is called lottery method. So I'm just giving this example, lottery method. When you go with the lottery method, and here, what is the good things that anyone's having the chance to taking come under the as a sample. So normally the probability sampling is called random. This is a key term. Non-random sampling, it is called non-probability. Right? This is a key term. Random means probability. Non-random means non-probability. Lottery method means he have the all the chance, all the sample so all the population have the chance to come as a sample. And stratified means in the sample we are dividing into male, female, or rural, urban, and you are giving this equal weightage to select this. You are keeping this equal weightage to collect the data. That is called strata. You are dividing this sample in the different strata. You got it? If you are dividing the sample in different strata like male, female, rural, urban, government school, aided, self, and then it's called strata. Systematic means there will be number. For example, there is 100 students. You are taking this that all the 5, 10, 15 like this. There is an order wise. You are taking the sample in a systematic number order. It's called systematic sampling. Cluster sampling means suppose I am taking the sample from Kasaragod. Under the Kasaragod, I'm selecting as a Central University of Kerala. Under the Central University of Kerala, I'm taking Department of Economics. I'm taking the economics students at a stage as a sample. Okay, that's a cluster. I'm taking that whole sample at a stage as a cluster. Cluster means group. Taking the sample as a group. That's called cluster. And non-probability sampling, convenience sampling is called accidentalism. This is called judgment sampling. Is missing here. This is called non-probability sampling. So it's called judgment sampling. Judgmental sampling. Judgmental sampling. Judgmental sampling is particularly if you're not getting more sample. For example, I'm doing the research for the hearing impaired child. So when you take this hearing impaired child, when you are able to fulfill this research, then it's called judgment. So otherwise, the judgment sampling is also called purposive sampling. Kindly note this. Judgment sampling is also called transgender from other district. From that girl, from the transgender, I'm getting the another transgender, different groups. Like this, my samples may be increasing a snowball. And quota sampling means without any random, I'm just giving some quota. For example, out of 100 students, I'm taking the 20 students from female, 80 students from male. Like this, giving any kind of non-random base and just giving some quota and assigning a number and taking this things is called quota sampling. Hope you understand this meaning. Hope you understand the meaning of the sampling. Can you move to the next one? This is an example. It's just skipping this. Normally the tools we have, just we are discussing about the tools. I'm just skipping this. I move to the statistics because the statistics part normally they ask a lot of questions, and these are the validity. Measures of central tendency means mean, median, mode. That he knows that measures of central tendency consider mean, median, mode. Times net exam. Please kindly check. Mode is the most frequent value, and the range and various standard deviations. You know that how the variability dispersion between the group. Further, we are checking the standard deviation range also. This is coming to the dispersion. Under dispersion, we have the quartile deviation. We have the average deviation also, and there is some kind of question may comes in the related to the graph because 2 or 3 questions come to the related to the graph the last exam. The line graph, particularly if you like to compare the 2 sets of scores, you can go with the line graph. This box plot, this combination of mean, median, mode, as well as the minimum score, maximum score, as well as the first quartile, third quartile, median. So most of the things may be coming at that box plot because it's having the box as well as the plot. Plot means straight line. So there's a graph consists of box as well plot, and this graph particularly meant for to identifying this outlier. To find this outlier, we are checking this box plot graph. Similarly, there is a graph is called histogram. It's checking with the NPC, normal probability curve or skewness at cutoff. So we are checking with this scatter diagram. It's meant for the correlation. It's meant for the correlation. Any doubts in this? So these are some diagrams you must be aware of it. And the parametric statistics means if your data set satisfying the NPC, it is called parametric. If the satisfied, it's a free distribution. It is called non-parametric. Very simple. If the NPC is satisfied, go with the parametric. If the NPC is not satisfied, go with the free. And second way, if the sample size is high, if the sample size is so high, go with the parametric. If sample size is low, you go with this non-parametric. And similarly, the data set is interval or ratio. Interval or ratio, then it's called parametric. If the data set nominal or ordinal, it is coming to the nominal ordinal. Okay, ordinal. It's coming to the non-parametric. Hope you understood. There's 3 basic characteristics in deciding a parametric. If the curve is NPC, and go with this parametric. If the sample size is high, go with this. If the data is the interval ratio format, go with this parametric. Similarly, if it is a free distribution, go with the non-parametric. Free distribution skewness and kurtosis. If sample size very low, go with the non-parametric. If the data type is nominal and ordinal format, it's non-parametric. So kindly look onto this. Just at least one question may comes, and I'm just going to explain the things. For example, independent t-test is meant for two means differences. Listen, two means differences. We are using a independent sample test. For example, in this case, independent variable, it is a group. Dependent variable, it's a continuous variable, right? So if you want, I just write it. Hope you get this. If you like to find the two groups means, like if you want, I just going with this male mean versus female mean. For male mean, suppose you like to check male means versus female mean, you can check, go with this independent. Suppose you like to check paired sample treated means, you have only one sample group, but you have two tests, like a pre-test versus post-test. You are checking the pre-test, post-test with the same group, then you can go with the per sample test. For example, the tests comes 2 times in a 2 different times, but the sample same. So, but the independent sample test is not like this. We have conducting a test only 1 time, but 2 different group you are comparing, right? One way ANOVA is nothing but you have more than 2 groups, like a male mean, female mean, transgender mean. If you have more than 2 means comparison, you can go with one way ANOVA. You understood? If you have more than 3 means comparison, you go with one way ANOVA. Repeated measure ANOVA, it is the extension of per sample t-test. Similarly, the independent t-test is an extension of one way ANOVA. Repeated measure ANOVA, when we can use it means if it having more than 3 time span of a test, like pre-test, versus post-test, like post-delay test. There is a 3 interval times of test. If you like to compare the 3 different interval times of test, if you need the comparison, we can go with this repeated measures ANOVA. Then Pearson of R, it's meant for correlation between the 2 variable, correlation between 2 continuous variable. Listen, this is come to the parametric. So like independent sample data, per sample series, one way ANOVA, repeated measures ANOVA, Pearson, this are the come to the per parametric. For the non-parametric equal, independent sample test equal is called Mann-Whitney test. Per sample test is called Wilcoxon sign rank test. One way ANOVA is called Kreska-Wallis, and repeated measures ANOVA is called Fredman test, and Pearson is also called Spearman row correlation, Spearman rank correlation. So this is called non-parametric, right? So like this, I'm just giving this. Can we go with this some questions now? Can you go with some questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here I'm taking some time because a lot of questions are available. I'm going very slowly for question discussion. Yeah, the first question. Which of the following diagram would be useful in depicting the median value in the data? So under this diagram, only one diagram having the median.
Bar
Which
chart.
diagram?
Box plot.
No, bar chart not having any kind. That's box plot. That's called box plot. As already mentioned, just I'm showing this. See this graph. In this graph, we have a box. Sorry. You can see this box plot. There is a median in the center. This median is the center. Okay, the median is center. Therefore, we can go with this, right? And just going back. Yeah. What is the second question? Mode. Match the following. It's very simple.
Most frequent.
Mode. Most.
Most
frequent. Median.
Value.
Middle value. Standard deviation.
Individuals. Mean is average.
Mean is the average. Right. Okay. For the negatively skewed distribution, the median will be equal to the following measures. Don't worry. So this kind of statement is creating confusion. So they asking the negative skewed distributions. It's not meaning here because it's like distracting your attention. Basically, the question is that the median would equal to what?
Be equal to which
Important.
Yeah. So if you avoid, sometimes you should consider negative skew. No, you may forget this context. So here the question, this one only, the median would be equal to which of the following measures? Whether we may call median as a mean? No. Whether we may call the mean as a mode? No. Can we call median as a second quartile?
Yes, sir.
Can we call median as a 15 percentile?
Yes.
Therefore, the answer C and D is correct. Listen, this is some kind of deviating question. So sometimes this kind going to deviate you. So don't look onto this. Okay. Without that also there is an answer comes right now. What is the answer for this question? What is the answer for this question? Variations of the time series. Best to represent time series, like a time series. There is a 2 time series, or there is a 1997,
Line
2000.
Line chart.
Yeah, better line chart. Better line chart. Pie chart is like a circular diagram. Is only meant for the categorical variable. Bar chart also is particularly for the categorical variable. Scatter plot is meant for the correlation. Okay. Relationship. What is that? Identify the messages of center tendency. Which are the messages of center tendency under this? Arithmetic mean. Yeah.
Median. Median mode.
Range.
and D.
Range is come to the. Where is range?
Dispersions.
A, B,
Dispersions.
C,
Therefore, A, B,
And D.
A, B, D only.
Yeah, now, this is the questions very. I'm really impressed the way they asked the question last exam, because most of people not give the response for this. Kindly check, give the answer for this. A researcher obtained the following two values. It's like based on the probability value. Like we are taking this hypothesis testing, like testing our hypothesis accept or rejected, right? So from this they are asking the question. The p-value of sample correlation coefficient different samples. Which of these can be considered significant 1% level of significance? Can you tell me the answer? Whether you understand the
A and D.
whether you understand the questions?
A and D.
Sorry. A and D. That's okay. Can you give the answer now? A and D. Of course, A and D correct. So how do you tell this answer, please? How many they understand truly? Otherwise, kindly text me. I will explain. How many they understand the question? Because this question is little complicated, and those are statistically sound only they can give the answer. Because this kind of question they asked the last year, the first paper.
Explain.
Okay, I will explain. So please kindly take it. I'm just giving a rule. There is a thumb rule. The rule 1. I'm just giving the rule. Kindly write a rule if you need in your textbook. The rule 1. Okay. Rule 1. Is it visible? Rule 1. Okay. This color. If you want, I can just change the color of pen 1 minute. Yeah, I'm taking the color. Okay. Rule 1. Okay. Actually, that hypothesis testing based on the p-value only we are rejecting or accepting. So here we are comparing the p-value with alpha value. P means probability value. Alpha means level of significance. Level of significance 0.01 level or 0.05 level. Normally we are fixing 0.05 level or 0.01 level is level of significance. And this is alpha we can call as a level of significance also. This is called 99% level of significance. This is a 95 level of significance. Like this, the people are using different terms. Now I'm just explaining the rule 1. The rule 1. If p-value, listen, if p-value less than alpha, this is the rule 1. The rule 2, if p-value greater than alpha. Then rule 3, if p greater than equal to alpha. There's a 3 rules is that. Okay, there's a 3 chances, write it. P means probability value. So here they given the p-value. These are the p-value. So they asking this whether the p-value is significance 1%. 1% means our alpha value is 0.01. So kindly keep level 0.01. Right? Listen. If p-value, the p-value is less than 0.01. If p-value less than 0.01, it is called significant. So the meaning is significant. The rule 1, this one. If p-value is less than 0.01. If p-value greater than 0.01, it is not significant. This is rule number 2. It is statistical rule. If p-value is equal to 0.01 also significant, right? So there's a 3 rule. Right now we can see this rule. Our question that the p-value, the level of significance 1% level. Therefore, what you can do, the significant is only possible if the p-value is less than 0.01. Therefore, kindly see which are the p-values less than 0.01. If less than 0.001, that value is to be accepted. Listen, you understood? If any p-values less than 0.001, it is significant. They are asking the significant. Therefore, we have to identify any p-values less than 0.001. So therefore, option A less than, options D less than, but option B, C is above the 0.01. Therefore, it is not significant. Therefore, what is the answer correct? A and D. Hope understood. Hope you understood these questions. Most of the people are done a mistake, and these questions only they asked 2 times the last exam, 2 times the similar kind of questions, right? And just moving to the next question. Now we can see this same. Give the answer for this. The similar kind of question, the same net examination, the difference shift they ask. Which of the following p-values would signify the sample correlation coefficient 1%? Therefore, what is the significance means? What is the rule? Rule number 1: if p-value less than 0.01, kindly find any value 0.01 here.
0.005.
Therefore, yeah, therefore the answer is A only. So this, suppose I am asking this 1% level of not significant. Therefore, which are the answer might be? If it not significant means which are
0.99.
Other 3.
Other 3.
Other 3.
Other 3. Of course, all other 3, right? You got it? Right. Now this is another question. This is my one more favorite question, because even I didn't expect that net examiner they may ask this kind of questions. Very beautiful question they're asking, but I'm really mesmerized the way they're asking, but it's very hard. Kindly find this answer for this. The similar kind of question they use net examination, the last stage they're asking. The researcher computes a sample. They need 4 correlation: R1, R2, R3, R4. Under the 3 correlation, there is a scores like this. The p-value 0.99, 0.999, 0.05, 0.005. Under the correlation significance, they're asking that which one is a 1% level. 1% level. Therefore, p-value less than 0.01.
R4.
Which one?
R4.
Yes.
0.005.
Of course, it's only R. Suppose I'm asking this at 0.05 level. So suppose I'm asking the 5% level. Which are the answer correct? 5% level. Which are the answer might be correct? Instead of 8% level, I'm asking the 5%. Therefore, P less than 0.05, less than or equal action in this case. Okay.
R1.
Same one. R3, R4. R3.
Yeah, of course, R3 also. R3 and
R4.
even 0.05 is significant. Less than or equal to. Okay.
Yeah.
So please kindly read the statement properly. Okay. Yes. Now the next question is like a parametric. Yes. Given below 2 statements, parametric statistics are more powerful than non-parametric. It's true or false?
Yes.
Which statistic is more powerful? Which statistic is more powerful? Of course, parametric is powerful. Parametric is powerful. Of course, that statement 1 is correct, right? The statement is true. Right? What is the parametric statistics or assumption-free statistics? Is it correct?
True. Wrong. True.
It is the assumption of NPC, right? Which is an assumption of free statistics is non-parametric. Non-parametric only free distribution, right? But parametric, what is called? Normal property curve. Therefore, it is false, right? Therefore, the answer is
Statement 1 is true, but statement 2 is false.
correct. Okay. Oh, this is another question, the statistics question. Listen, this is a statistics question. They're asking 1 or 2 questions in the last examination. Even this is not in the portion. That's the reason I'm really worried, because they list out the unit number 2. There is no statistics, but they're asking nearly 2 or 3 questions related to statistics the last year. Yeah, when researcher use designs that calls for multiple groups, the most commonly employed test. Listen, here the multiple groups.
Test.
Multiple groups.
F test.
No, listen, multiple group is where multiple variable there. Okay. If it is multiple variable, you can go this. For example, I have the height and weight. If you want to compare the height and weight, I want to go the same unit. That's the reason I'm going to result score. Here, what they asking? What they asking?
Multiple groups.
It is not multiple variable. If you like to compare a male, female, we need a t-test. Suppose I am male, female, transgender, more than 2 groups. Then what kind of test we can better?
Paired t-test.
F test. Per t-test meant for the intervals. F test. F test meant for the more than 3 more than 2 mean groups difference. So the multiple groups means 3 or more groups comparison is only meant for F test. You got it? The answer for F test. Yeah, the student t-test typically used what purpose we are using the student treatise like independent sum treatise? Student treatise is also called independent. Independent treatise, what is the purpose? We are comparing only two male means plus female means. Only we are checking with two means different. Therefore, what is the answer here? In comparing the two groups, if their means differ, or in comparison multiple groups means what the answer? Multiple groups means
Test.
listen, now it's open to all. Now the question for you. Don't read the question. You can read this option. Give the answer for this question. Right? Answer for this. Listen. The question number this one. In comparing the two groups to see their mean differ, what may be a correct answer for this? Treatise. Independent. This for independent evidence. Right? Comparing the multiple groups to see the mean differ. Very good. Test is stationary with the time series. Time series. Testing the time like a pre-test post-test. Normally we are using this pre-test post-test comparison. Post sample test. Post sample test. The goodness of it. There is a term goodness of it. When we can use the goodness of it. There's a test called chi-square test. Goodness of test meant for chi-square test. It's a non-competitive answer, right? Right now. Now the next question. The statistics techniques permit significant difference among the means of multiple groups. It's already asked. What's the answer? Here F test is not there. Instead of the other terms I used. It's not used by me. It's a question from the net. What will be answer for this?
T-test.
Listen, please read the statement. The statistics permit assessment of possible significant difference across the means of multiple groups.
ANOVA analysis of variance.
Instead of F test, one answer.
SPSS, Microsoft Excel.
Yeah, there's a 3 tools there. So, okay. So listen, whenever you have a doubt, what you can do, no, just to cross check. You know the 2 tools are correct. Which are the things?
My
SPSS kindly check whether AC related any answer.
E.
PSP. Only AC. So any other AC is not there. So answer is AC. Therefore, PSB is another tools. Suppose you are finding the 2 answer best answer, kindly find whether the 2 or response where it is there, and you can locate this answer, right? So this will be a sorry. PSB is in one software, ma. PSB is in statistical software. Listen, just I'm going this. PSBB it's a software, the same like SPSS. You got it? PSBB. Yes. Okay, the same like SPS software. We can do the same like SPS analysis. Right, hope I'm just covering all the things. Only one portion is remaining, just going very fastly. That application of ICT that we already discussed. I'm just giving the tools name only. Normally, the application of ICT, we are doing the pre-data analysis, data analysis, post-data analysis. For the pre-data analysis, we are using some tools like literature search, literature tracking, data collection. These are the tools we are using, it like Google Scholar, ResearchGate, Academia, Semantic Scholar, ERIC. I'm sharing this PPT. Kindly go through this. These are some database of the ICT database. These are some dissertation database. And these are the software we are using to literature track. Sometimes it comes to the yeah, surely I will share this PPT. This WhatsApp group. This is WhatsApp group. Okay. So Mendeley, Zotero, EndNote, EasyByte. These are the literature tracking tools. And this is here data collection tools for doing the data collections data. And this is here application of ICT in data analysis. For these are the data analysis tools like just I listed the tools SPSS or MATLabs. CrabBad, Microsoft Excel, BSBB. There is a tools called Jamovi, JASP, OpenStat. These are the free softwares available here. And there is in qualitative data analysis, NVivo, Atlas, MaxQuery, Tansno. These are the quality data analysis tools. And some of the post data analysis, particularly after the data analysis over, we need to go with references for EndNote, Zotero, and Mendeley. And similarly, we like to write a research article for discussion. We are using the Academia and ResearchGate. And some of the plagiarism software like Grammarly, Doobie Checker, Turnitin, and Original. So can I have one question? Now, Urugundu version is available or not? The Urugundu version is available or not? Urugundu. There is a Urugundu plagiarism software is available or not?
No, sir, it's not available, sir.
Yeah, even they changed the name as a original, that also not available. Please kindly check. Sometime they will cross check, okay, whether the softwares are alive or not. Okay.
Turnitin or drill bit now available.
Yeah, now the drill bit. Now the according to the our South Ganga related, we are using the drill bit. Kindly check. Sometimes they are asking the drill bit. Thank you so much, Mantu. So yes, now some of the research ethics. I'm just giving the research ethics and just read out the names only, but I'm not be explained. For the research ethics, we need these are the characteristics like accuracy is needed, credibility is needed, confidence is needed, transparency is needed, honesty, protecting authenticity, originality. These are the characteristics of the research ethics. So kindly go through this. I'm just stopping with this. Please, if you have some doubts, please kindly ask me. Hope you are getting some insights about research aptitude. I hope I covered the entire thing. Even I'm taking some extra time, 1 hour extra. So hope I'm covered the entire thing because my intention not be leave any portions. So I may request all of you. This 84 questions, at least you can attempt 10 times. If you attempt 10 times, surely you don't bother about research hereafter. Because all the questions and the explanation I already completed here. Hope this might be useful for you. My request to you, those who are having the ambition to get this net examination, kindly consider the research area. If you are considering the research area, 100% you may be cracked this net exam. So that is my, because even my students, I'm always telling, so kindly concentrate research area. If you consider the research area, it may be helping for the first paper and second paper, is helping 100% to crack the net examinations. So I'm just stopped with this. Thank you so much for your patient listening and active participation. So the people are joined 100, but now it's only 50. Anyway, the people have the other work under. So thank you so much. Until the 50% remain this great. So thank you so much. If you had any questions, please kindly ask me now, please. And special thanks to our Rajkumar, because he's the person taking a lot of pain to make this event. And yesterday we talked to Viswanathan father. He's also happy for organizing this kind of program. So he's also, if possible, the final day we request him to be connecting this meeting. And he's a very that person. Vishwa is basically from very rural area, and his father is also very rural acting person. Very innocently he talking to us. So it's really. This kind of help we had to extend for his school to take the rest the brief rest. Thank you so much. Bye. Vishwa, Vishwa. Rajkumar.
Okay. So thank you so much, Dr. K. Thiyagu, for his wonderful explanations in the topic research aptitude. Even today is Sunday, a lot of people has joined from 11 a.m. to till. So it's a great effort. Thank you so much, and we will meet on tomorrow. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.